May I request you all to please rise to welcome our guests. They are there with us.
Discover the strength and resilience that reside within us, that we emerge stronger, more determined than ever. So let us embrace our journey towards success, understanding that it is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Let us create a mindset of positivity, determination, knowing that setbacks are failures, but they are opportunities for growth. Let us define success on our own terms, guided by our values and passions, and let us celebrate each milestone along the way.
Always dare to dream. For as long as there's a dream, there's a hope, and as long there is a hope, it's a joy of living. To achieve success, we face challenges and setbacks and moments of doubt. It is the determination, it is the courage, it is the commitment which makes one successful. GNIOT, Institute of Management Studies, GIMS, Greater Noida, is a saga of such undeterred commitment. A commitment to the society to deliver quality, a commitment to the education to foster growth, and a commitment to all the stakeholders to be excellent in all its pursuits. GIMS Greater Noida is the PGDM flagship program of GNIOT Group of Institutions, which is the brainchild of our CEO, Mr. Swadesh Kumar Singh, the vision of our visionary chairman, Mr. Dr. Rajesh Kumar Gupta ji, our vice chairman, Shri Gaurav Gupta ji. GIMS embarked on its journey in the turbulent times of pandemic. This itself speaks for the determination of the visionaries behind the institute. This determination of GIMS and the team relentlessly working in the background have made GIMS Greater Noida the most sought-after name in the domain of management education, which is growing leaps and bounds every passing year. MERAKI, the PGDM orientation program, is the manifestation of such determination. So let's have a hand for GIMS Greater Noida. Ladies and gentlemen, I, Dr. Shalini Sharma, Dean OSW, along with my colleague Professor Silky Gaur, Assistant Professor GIMS Greater Noida, on the behalf of our visionary chairman, Dr. Rajesh Gupta ji, Vice Chairman Shri Gaurav Gupta ji, our CEO, Mr. Swadesh Kumar Singh, Director GIMS, Dr. Bhupendra Kumar Som, Dean PGP, Dr. Ruchi Rayat, Dean OEC, Professor Mudit Tomar, all the area chairs, faculties, outreach and staff members, and the students of GIMS, welcome you all to the PGDM Orientation Program, MERAKI 2023. MERAKI is a Greek word signifying creativity, commitment, and endearment. Thus, persistence, perfection, patience, power, and prioritizing your passion is what makes a person sane. And this is the essence of GIMS Greater Noida, which has made it the most demanded name in the field of management education across the country. Our PGDM 4.0 program, soon going to be PGDM 5.0 as well. It focuses on fostering the skills of its youth brigade on the footsteps of Industry 4.0, which describes the growing trend towards automation and data exchange in various industries. MERAKI 2023 is a week-long program, an event which brings along a plethora of intellect, knowledge, experience, and Gyan imparted by the fleet of visionaries, leaders in their respective fields from the industry, paving the way forward to our prospective managers for the PGDM batch 23-25. We are going to witness a variety of events, talks, panel discussions, presentations, ice-breaking sessions, and excursion too in MERAKI 2023. So let's wait for each day to unfurl the mystery for you all.
Any event is incomplete without the presence of guests. And when we have luminaries like the top-notch representatives of the industry, what more we could have asked for? We are extremely privileged to have amongst us Ms. Nidhi Sharma, Director HR Dentsu, the chief guest of the day, Mr. Anup Mitra, Founder, Ion Management Services, Mr. Mrityunjay Rohit, VP HR, Credible, ex-Amazon. Mr. Sandeep Tyagi, GM HR, Uflex Management. And Mr. Agnivesh Thakur, Director, Human Capital, Deloitte. The panelists for the section and a panelist discussion that will happen on campus to corporate as well. The topping on the treat, of course, is founder, Bharat Pay and Crick Pay, and author of the bestseller, Doglavan, Mr. Ashneer Grover. Shubham karoti kalyanam, arogyam dhan sampada, shatru buddhi vinashaya, deepa jyotir namostute. I salute to the light which brings auspiciousness, prosperity, good health, the abundance of money and wealth, and destruction of the intellect's enemy. Like every auspicious occasion, let's begin this event by offering our prayers to Ma Saraswati and conduct a customary lamp lighting ceremony as a tribute to the goddess of knowledge, wisdom, and creativity. We will now have our auspicious lamp lighting ceremony and Saraswati Vandana to embark on this beautiful journey of MERAKI 2023. May I now request all the dignitaries to please come forth for the lamp lighting ritual. Request you all to please rise and seek the blessings of Almighty.
ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः चन्द्रमा मनसो जातश्चक्षुः सूर्यो अजायत श्रोत्राद्वायुष्प्राणश्च मुखादग्निरजायत अग्निर्ज्योतिर्ज्योतिरग्निः स्वाहा सूर्यो ज्योतिर्ज्योतिः सूर्यः स्वाहा अग्निर्प्रचो ज्योतिर्प्रचः स्वाहा सूर्यो प्रचो ज्योतिर्प्रचः स्वाहा ज्योतिः सूर्यः सूर्यो ज्योतिः स्वाहा शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसार परमामाद्याञ्जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणा पुस्तकधारिणीम् अभयदां जाड्यान्धकारापहां हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकां विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थितां वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदां विद्याप्रदां शारदाम्। मा सरस्वत्यै नमः। ध्यानार्थे सर्वोपचारार्थे गन्धाक्षतपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि नमस्करोमि। भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवा भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवाग्मुस्तनूभिर्व्यसेमहि देवहितं जदायुः शतमिन्नु शरदो अन्ति देवाचित्राश्चक्राजरसन्तनूनां मा पुत्रासो चित्रपितरो भवन्ति मानो मध्यारीरिघदायुर्गन्तोः आदितृतीयो रदितिरन्तरिक्षमदितिर्माता सपिता सपुत्रः विश्वे देवा अदितिः पञ्चजना अदितिर्जातमदितिर्जनत्वं आदियोः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वगं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि जतो यतः समीहसे ततो नो अभयं कुरु सन्नः कुरु प्रजाभ्यो भयन्नः पशुभ्यः गणानन्त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे प्रियाणान्त्वा प्रियपतिं हवामहे निधीनान्त्वा निधिपतिं हवामहे वसो मम आहमजानि गर्भधमत्वमजासि गर्भधं मा अम्बे अम्बिकेऽम्बालिके नमानयति कश्चन सस्तिष्वकः सुभद्रिकां पीलवासिनीं श्रीमन्महागणाधिपतये नमः। श्रीमहासरस्वत्यै नमः। बोल सरस्वती मैया की जय।
Thank you all. May the truth prevail. May the darkness of ignorance be swept by the dawn of self-realization.
Atithi Devo Bhava prescribes the dynamics of the host-guest relationship, which embodies the traditional Indian philosophy of revering the guests with the same respect as God. After seeking the blessings of the Almighty, we now proceed to the felicitation ceremony. Before that, may I please request all the dignitaries to take their respective seats on the dais. I request our chief guest, Ms. Nidhi Sharma, to please take her seat. Along with, I would request our chairman, sir, Dr. Rajesh Gupta ji, our vice chairman, sir, Gaurav Gupta ji, Mr. J.S. Rawal, member management, our CEO, Mr. Swadesh Kumar Singh, Director GIMS, Dr. Bhupendra Kumar Som, Dean PGP, Dr. Ruchi Rayat, to please escort our chief guests to the dais. We begin with the felicitation ceremony now. So to begin with, I would request Dr. Bhupendra Kumar Som, Director GIMS, and Dr. Ruchi Rayat, Dean PGP, to come forward and please welcome our chief guest, Ms. Nidhi Sharma, Director HR Densu, with the Bhagavad Gita and a shawl. I would also request you to present the Bhagavad Gita and the shawl to the captain of our ship, GNIOT, our chairman, Dr. Rajesh Kumar Gupta ji, as a token of respect.
I now request Professor Mudit Tomar, Dean OEC, and Mr. Ranjan Singh, Head Outreach, PGDM and MBA, to kindly come up on the dais and welcome our Vice Chairman, Shri Gaurav Gupta ji, with the Bhagavad Gita and shawl. May I now request Dr. Shalini Sharma, Dean OSW, and Dr. Satish Mata to please welcome Mr. J.S. Raval, Member Management, with the Bhagavad Gita and a shawl. May I also request Dr. Shalini Sharma, Dean OSW, and Mr. Jitendra Vashisht, Head Placements, to welcome our young and dynamic CEO, Mr. Swadesh Kumar Singh, with Sri Bhagavad Gita and a shawl. I may now request Mr. Pankaj Kumar, Group Head Outreach, and Mr. Ranjan Singh, Head Outreach, PGDM and MBA, to kindly come up on the podium and felicitate Director GIMS, Dr. Bhupendra Kumar Som. I request Professor Atul Kumar Singh and Ms. Meenu Chaudhary, Regional Head Outreach, to felicitate Dr. Ruchi Rayat, Dean PGP. Thank you. Excellence is to do a common thing in an uncommon way. This is the philosophy of Dr. Bhupendra Kumar Som, Director, GIMS Greater Noida, which not only gives him the fire to excel, but also motivate his team with the same ideology. Dr. Som is a highly accomplished individual with a PhD from Kurukshetra University, specializing in stochastic queuing systems. He has amassed over 20 years of valuable experience in teaching, research, and consulting. Dr. Som has demonstrated his scholarly prowess through more than 100 publications in prestigious journals indexed in SCI, Scopus, Web of Science, and other renowned platforms. He has also been actively engaged in presenting his research work and delivering talks at esteemed international and national conferences organized by esteemed institutions, including IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Indore, IIM Shillong, Tsukuba University, Japan, IRA MMT, USA, MMTI, Thailand, and Tribhuvan University, Nepal. His exceptional research contributions have earned him multiple awards and recognition. May I now request Director, GIMS, Dr. Bhupendra Kumar Som, to please deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Dr. Shilpi, for such a warm welcome of everyone. My job here is to deliver the welcome address. Good afternoon, everyone. I know you were feeling lethargic a little bit after taking the lunch, and here comes the first lesson of management. Doesn't matter how hard the day is, you keep moving forward with the same energy and same enthusiasm. I would say that we started this institution with a very humble beginning, but the strength sitting in this room speaks volumes about the trust people are investing at GIMS. At the outset, I would like to welcome our chief guest for the day, Ms. Nidhi. Her resume speaks volumes about what she has achieved in her professional career. I warmly welcome Dr. Rajesh Gupta, our chairman, whose vision is actually to be sustainable and to grow the institution gradually. Further, I would like to take the honor to welcome Mr. Gaurav Gupta, the vice chairman of the group. And I assure you one thing, you spend 2 minutes with Gaurav sir and you will never end up without learning anything. You spend just 2 minutes with him, you just have a casual talk, and you will end up learning something. I would like to further welcome our CEO, Mr. Sudesh Singh. I don't know how this man maintains the energy from dawn to dusk. You meet him in the morning, the energy level is here, and you leave him, you meet him in for the evening meeting, his energy level is here. Something to learn from him. I also welcome our honorable member of the institution sitting on the dais. Further, I would like to welcome our deans, HODs of different institutions of the group. I also welcome our associates who traveled from India, across India, to attend this particular program. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome my all faculty and staff colleagues who are actually valuable cogs in this macroscopic machinery. And last but not the least, I welcome the parents of the students, and we really value your trust which you have invested in GIMS. And finally, I welcome the students, the young aspirants, young minds. Your new chapter of life begins today. What you write on this chapter for continuously 2 years, that will decide your professional journey. So it is very important that you write something which adds value to you at every stage of life, and that starts today. And finally, I am looking forward to have a great day. I welcome everybody to this auspicious occasion of orientation program, MERAKI-2023, and I'm looking forward to have a great sessions during the entire day. And I hope Ms. Nidhi, when she's going to deliver her address, the students will be taking their notepads out, having the pen, because the learning today may change your life. So thank you very much for being here, and I welcome everybody once again to MERAKI 2023, the orientation program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Indeed, the trust is growing every day. We are progressing leaps and bounds every day, every second, every minute. A little progress each day adds up to better results. A stern believer in value education and ethics is our chairman of GNIOT Group, Dr. Rajesh Kumar Gupta ji. A conscientious administrator, a distinguished entrepreneur, a visionary, and above all, a great human being. Dr. Rajesh Kumar Gupta, Chairman, GNIOT Group of Institutions, is a strong leader with comprehensive understanding of financial management principles and an entrepreneur with commercial acumen and excellent management skills. He has nurtured this institution with his toil and sharp understanding of the education industry, making GNIOT a name to yearn for in the field of professional education. May I request our chairman, sir, to please come up on the podium and bless us with his words of wisdom.
आज के इस ओरिएंटेशन प्रोग्राम मेराकी में मंच पर उपस्थित मुख्य अतिथि के रूप में निधि शर्मा जी, ग्रुप के वाइस चेयरमैन गौरव गुप्ता जी, हमारे JS रावल जी, मेंबर मैनेजमेंट, GIMS को आज जहां लेकर आए उसमें जो ऊर्जा लगी, जैसा डॉक्टर साहब ने कहा, ऐसे हमारे स्वदेश जी, डायरेक्टर साहब, डीन, मेरे सामने बैठे हुए डायरेक्टर इंजीनियरिंग डॉक्टर धीरज गुप्ता जी, डायरेक्टर MBA, आप सब लोगों ने इंस्टीट्यूट विज़िट किया होगा, तो उसको उतना सुंदर बनाने में, उतना अच्छा मेंटेन करने में प्रोजेक्ट वाइस प्रेसिडेंट हमारे नितिन मेहरा जी, हर इंस्टीट्यूट की एक बैकबोन है रजिस्ट्रार ऑफिस, तो हमारी जो बैकबोन है वो अनिल मधवाल जी, हमारे ग्रुप रजिस्ट्रार, सभी कॉलेजेस के जो मेरे सामने डीन बैठे हैं, HODs बैठे हैं, आए हुए सभी हमारे एसोसिएट्स ऑल ओवर इंडिया से, हमारे बीच में पेरेंट्स भी आए हुए हैं, आप सबका मैं तहे दिल से स्वागत करता हूं GNIOT परिवार की ओर से। सबको प्यार भरा नमस्कार। एक छोटी सी स्टोरी से अपनी बात को शुरू करता हूं। GNIOT ग्रुप ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूशंस की स्थापना मेरे पूज्य पिताजी स्वर्गीय श्री कृष्णलाल गुप्ता जी के द्वारा 2000 में की गई, जिसमें श्री राम एजुकेशनल ट्रस्ट की स्थापना हुई। 2001 में एक इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज से ग्रुप की शुरुआत हुई, जिस समय हमारा इंटेक 240 था। उसके बाद में MBA, MCA, अनेक कोर्स शुरू हुए। GIMS की शुरुआत हमारी हुई कोविड के समय। कोविड के समय सब लोग अपने काम छोड़कर जा रहे थे, बंद करके जा रहे थे, सबको लगता था पता नहीं आगे भविष्य क्या होगा। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा कि आपदा में अवसर ढूंढिए, तो उस आपदा में ये अवसर हमको मिला कि GIMS की शुरुआत हमारी 2020 में हुई और आज 180 के इंटेक से GIMS की शुरुआत हुई थी। 240 का आज हमारा इंटेक है और मेरे सामने 100% सीट्स हमारी फुल हुई, समय से पहले हुई और लगभग 200 से ज़्यादा बच्चे आज यहाँ पर बैठे हुए हैं अपने परिवारों के साथ। इस ऊंचाइयों पे GIMS को पहुँचाने के लिए सबसे पहले मैं बधाई देना चाहूँगा स्वदेश जी को, जो ना दिन देखते हैं ना रात देखते हैं, ना सुबह देखते हैं ना शाम देखते हैं, कभी कभी हमसे भी झगड़ा कर लेते हैं। अगर उनके मन की कोई बात ना हो तो हमसे भी कहते हैं सर ऐसे चल नहीं पाएगा सर, देख लीजिएगा आप। सर स्टूडेंट्स बहुत दूर से आए हैं सर, पेरेंट्स ऐसा चाहते हैं सर। मतलब एक से एक छोटी छोटी चीज़ों के बारे में वो इतना ध्यान रखते हैं। और पूरे की पूरी जो टीम है हमारी GIMS की, डायरेक्टर साहब हैं, डीन मैडम हैं, हमारे HODs हैं, फैकल्टी मेंबर हैं, हमारे प्रोफेसर मुदित हैं, पूरी की पूरी टीम इतनी एनर्जेटिक है। तो मुझे लगता है कि आज डे 1 आप यहाँ आए हैं, जिस दिन आप यहाँ से जाएंगे तो आप सबके अंदर भी एक ऐसी एनर्जी हम देखेंगे जैसी आज एक हमारी टीम के अंदर है। और जितना ज्ञान हमारी टीम के पास है, जो एक्सपीरियंस हमारी टीम के पास है, प्लेसमेंट डायरेक्टर हमारे बड़े सीजन्ड हैं, और जितनी भी फाइनल ईयर के स्टूडेंट्स हैं हमारे, 100% स्टूडेंट्स की प्लेसमेंट इस समय हो चुकी है। प्लेसमेंट के पहले 100% स्टूडेंट्स को इंटर्नशिप मिली और पेड इंटर्नशिप मिली। मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं मैडम, 40,000 45,000 के करीब हमारे यहाँ पे इंटर्नशिप बच्चों को मिली। तो आप सब बहुत सुरक्षित हाथों में हैं और आप सब ने GNIOT परिवार में एडमिशन लिया। आप सब हमारे परिवार के सदस्य की तरह हैं। आज परिवार में मैं सबका स्वागत करता हूं, सबका अभिनंदन करता हूं और आप सबके उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए मेरी बहुत बहुत ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं हैं। हमारे बीच में जो आज चीफ गेस्ट हैं हमारी निधि शर्मा जी, मैं चाहता हूं कि इनकी तरह आप भी बड़ी कंपनियों के HR हों, बड़ी कंपनियों के CEO हों और देश विदेश में 18,000 हमारे ग्रुप के आज एलुमनाई स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो अनेकों अनेक बड़ी कंपनियों में बहुत अच्छी अच्छी पोस्ट पे हैं। आप कभी सर्च करेंगे GNIOT का एलुमनाई तो आपको पता लगेगा कि कोई भी आप कंपनी का नाम लेंगे, एप्पल कह सकते हैं, गूगल कह सकते हैं, डेलॉयट कह सकते हैं, KPMG कह सकते हैं, जितनी भी बड़ी कंपनियों का आप नाम लेंगे तो वहाँ पर हमारा एक ब्रांड एम्बेसडर ऑलरेडी है जो आपको आने वाले समय में आपकी मदद हर तरीके से वो करेगा। आपको पढ़ाई के समय भी आपके सीनियर्स आकर के गेस्ट लेक्चर देंगे, गेस्ट स्पीकर के रूप में एलुमनाइज हमारे यहाँ पे आते हैं। उसके अलावा जब आपकी इंडस्ट्रियल विजिट होगी तब भी आप लोगों का वो वेलकम करेंगे। वहाँ पर आपकी इंटर्नशिप होगी तब भी आपका कोई ना कोई बड़ा भाई बड़ा बहन वहाँ पर मौजूद होगा, पहले से आपके परिवार का सदस्य। और जिस दिन फाइनली आपकी प्लेसमेंट होगी तो आपको ये नहीं महसूस होगा कि मैं कहीं नई जगह पे आया हूँ, आपको अपने GNIOT के एम्बेसडर वहाँ पर ऑलरेडी मिलेंगे। तो इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ आपके उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए बहुत बहुत ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं। जो भी पेरेंट्स यहाँ पर आए हैं मैं उन सबका स्वागत करता हूँ और धन्यवाद भी करता हूँ आने के लिए। आप लोगों ने अपना समय निकाल कर के आप सब आए। हमारे एसोसिएट्स पूरे इंडिया से यहाँ पर हमारे बीच में मौजूद हैं, आप सबका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। पत्रकार छायाकार बंधु जो भी हमारे बीच में हैं, अक्सर हमारी खबरों को फ्रंट पेज पे लगाते हैं और क्योंकि रोज़ ही कुछ ना कुछ न्यूज़ होती है तो मैं निरंतर पत्रकार बंधुओं का, छायाकार बंधुओं का स्वागत करता हूं और धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Dhanyawad, sir. And very rightly said, we'll be having our more representatives in the corporate. We have a strong representation of GNIOT group in the corporate, and this is the future representation of GIMS and GNIOT group. Thank you so much, sir, for your blessings. We have some more guests with us, jinka felicitation abhi baki hai. So I would request Mr. Pankaj Kumar, Head Outreach, Group Head Outreach, to please come forth to felicitate Dr. Dheeraj Gupta, Director Engineering. We didn't find the claps there. अभी तो session शुरू नहीं हुआ है. May I now request Dr. Pradeep Verma to please come forward and felicitate our registrar, Mr. Anil Madhwal, the Group Registrar, GNIOT. तालियां बजती रहनी चाहिए, भी बहुत ताली बजानी है हमें. I now request Ms. Meenu Chaudhary, Regional Head Outreach, I hope she's here, to felicitate Dr. Savita Mohan, Principal GIPS. I would now request Mr. Rupesh Rao, Head Outreach, GIPS, to please come forth. And welcome Director MBA, Dr. Anshul Sharma. We welcome you all to the forum. Let's begin to the session now. In the future, there will be no female leaders. There will be just leaders, as there's no force more powerful than a woman determined to rise. We are fortunate to have amongst us today one of the leaders in her industry and the field of experience, Ms. Nidhi Sharma, Director HR, Dentsu. Passionate, decisive, strategic, and performance-driven HR leader with an experience of 19 years in crafting global HR strategies across Americas, Europe, and Asia to ensure that the organization retain a qualified and diverse workforce capable of meeting the evolving needs of the organization. She has credentials in developing organization strategies by identifying HR issues, contributing to the organization's strategic thinking and direction, and establishing HR objectives in line with organizational objectives in IT and ITES industries. Ms. Sharma has built a culture of excellence and innovation globally and provides consultation to management on global HR strategies, including talent acquisition, strategic staffing plans, employment processing, compensation, employee well-being, training and development, budgeting, succession planning, employee relations and retention, and compliance. She's a change champion in driving organization efficiencies and priorities globally, revitalize the HR department. She's a driving force, driving major strategic changes in a short-term frame, has initiated talent retention strategies and created employee-centric solutions towards talent retention. She has championed global talent management and development initiatives across the organization in line with business strategy. She steered the performance management process for various organizations, expertise in HCM process formation, enhancement and automation globally. Conversant in using technical tools, that is ADP, Workday, Oracle, JobVite, ICMIS, SharePoint, etc. Ms. Sharma has supervised talent engagement setup, rewards and recognitions programs globally, She's traveled extensively to Indian and global locations, that is India and North America, for several global assignments, team, management, and board meetings. We welcome you, ma'am, to the forum. Let's have a big hand for Ms. Sharma. May I now request you to please take charge of the session and please guide these millennials for the future path of success.
So, hello everyone. Some energy please, because when you have to talk to me or when you have to hear me, the first thing that comes is energy. The first thing that should come is passion. I don't want to be coming here, standing here, and just delivering a speech and go. I want to talk. I want to talk to all of you. I don't want to be in a TV mode wherein I speak and you hear and we clap and we are gone. No, that's not my style at all. One. Second, thank you, Dr. Shalini, for speaking words, speaking volumes about myself. This is real honor from Dr. Som, Mr. Gupta, this institute. James, thank you so much for this opportunity, because when you really get people, I think you might have had options of inviting so many people from the industry, or maybe so many people from maybe politics and whatnot, but you have chosen a person who has some experience in coming here and delivering a speech to all of you. So thank you so much. You all should also thank your institute for inviting people from the industry to speak about their experiences. Now, my introduction has already gone to all of you, and congratulations to all of you for getting in here to an institute which may be a dream for maybe so many people. And you are all fortunate that when you are sitting here, the institute has also, the one great thing that I really liked about today's gathering was we have parents here. We have parents here sitting here who really know where their kids are going. Parents know who they are going to be taught from. Parents really are able to see here this college जहाँ पे उनके बच्चे आके पढ़ने वाले हैं final last 2 years of their education. What that institute is really doing for them, they're getting people from the industry to speak. On the day one, on their orientation itself, they're actually trying to tell them, what are you going to become? What is it that you are going to see? What is it that you are going to experience? And how will you experience and do all of that? So that really means a lot. There are hardly institutes in India who do this kind of a gesture, wherein on the orientation day, with this kind of a gathering, these kind of speakers and people coming in here and having parents also around. So big round of applause for all of you people. This is really, really nice thing that you're doing. Okay, so I've been asked to talk about a lot of things. I am hoping that I'll be able to cover up some, and I hope whatever I speak, whatever I tell you, is going to benefit you in some or the other ways. That's just the only wish that I have. Telling me about myself, because when I was speaking to actually Karthik this morning, and he said, Nidhi ma'am, I know you'll be speaking a lot of things there, but then the only one request that I have is, can you tell about yourself? Can you tell about the journey that you had? So that the students, they just understand how you reached to a place where you are today. Yes, I'm proud of whatever I am today. There is a reason behind. And the reason behind is, not everybody goes to IIMs. Not everybody goes to those, Oxfords and, whatevers of Harvards of the world. Not everybody does that. But then, even without being there, you can be really somewhere. That's the message that I want to pass with my experience. So I started with a very average student I was. Maths was like, the last thing to me. English was something that was my favorite, of course, always. Dancing and, all of those girly stuff in school, or maybe, fighting and being a tomboy kind of a person. That was me, bunking classes, and that used to be me. And my parents were like, "Tu kuch nahi karne wali, nothing doing. You can't do anything." I used to be standing outside the class when it used to be a Hindi class. Hindi classes we used to go, and my teacher was sure, "Ye aaj bhi book to nahi leke aayi hogi," and she'll be standing out of the class. And I used to do that intentionally because I never enjoyed, studying Hindi. And I was like, okay, isme kya padhna hai? Bahar jaake khade ho jao, that's better. Enjoy the view there, enjoy seeing, students, kids playing on the ground there and, chit-chatting outside with other friends of yours. That's better to do. I used to do that. Okay. Schooling just went, kaise to bhi pass ho gaye, nikal gaye. And then came the next phase, which was college. Parents relocated to Pune, and so with them I had to go to Pune with them. Pune University is where I started studying, and Pune University I did my graduation. Again, because I was an average student, I had no interest. Another was, to me, it was more about taking a degree, just very frankly and very transparently. So I had chosen saying that, okay, let me take commerce. Something I'll be able to do. I took commerce. Again, I am studying, things are happening. Still, was no interest. I was still, the one thing that was of interest always to me was, what's happening in the industry? What happens? I wanted to be a journalist, actually. By interest, I wanted to be a journalist. And I used to see what these people do, what could be the possible education. And unfortunately, during that time, journalism studying was something which was very difficult. One, you had not much platforms to learn journalism. And another was, you have to be really some sources, something that you have to get admissions also, whichever, places I was looking up to. But then I thought, okay, no worries. I started, my mother, she had a boutique, and therein so many people used to come, her customers and clients and everything. So I started going there to that boutique, and there were 2 of them in Pune only. I started visiting her. When I started visiting her, there were a few of these, ladies who used to come who were working. And they were working actually in HR. So the first break that I got was when I was in my 2nd year of graduation. And one lady, her name is Jasbir. She is now at a very high position, a great HR, settled in Singapore. And she reached out to me. She reached out actually to my mom. And she said, look, I'm looking for someone to work with me, some fresher who can just talk good. And can understand. So my mom said, as it is, ye to kuch karti nahi hai, isko pooch lo. And I said, oh, I have to come to your office, and I just got so happy. I said, good, any which ways college mein itna hota nahi hai, let me just go and, join her. I started going there to that office. The first client that I was talking to was Zensar. And there was like, I really remember the person I was talking to, super energetic, the head of HR there, and the people that I was working with, I was speaking daily, interacting with, while I had very less to contribute there, but then the experience that I was getting in only just interactions with them, the energy that I was getting from there, something that I was seeing was my future. I was looking at those people, and I was just trying to find out, what is it that these people really do good, how it impacts, how it is important to business. My father was a businessman, and so I was always under this thing that there is something that Papa actually talks a lot of business. So within that, some understanding used to happen, but then when these people talk, what is it that meant to business? Learning that, the journey began, and I took up the HR role. And then when my graduation ended, I took a break for working because I was already in the system. I was already a person who was doing recruiting. I became a career consultant with 2-3 years of experience. I started working with team lead services. I hope a lot of you must have heard of them in Pune. So I was, by tag, I was a career consultant there. And with that journey, the next and the next and the next and the next, I took a break. Then again, a Narsimonji in MIMS, I did my HR, and then I stand here. So why I have to tell you this is, whoever you are, whatever your backgrounds are, whatever your domain is, whatever, if you are a commerce graduate, you are an art graduate, you are what kind of graduate, whatever graduations you have done, whatever base you have. If your schooling was like whatever, you were a topper, you were whatever, but then what lies in your future is in your hands. It's something that you have to think where my interest is. What really makes me, what kind of work makes me feel that this is something that I always want to do and I will do all my life. There's this one thing that happens always, and we were talking, there is this 3 months, 6 months that there is a general management which is taught, and then after, we get into those specialization and we have to pick and choose what specialization I have to take. I have to take, I want to take marketing, I want to take HR, or what is it, general management, what is it that I want to really get into. So please do understand, when you're starting your journey from here, it's the day one it begins. You have no time to waste. You have no time to get into distractions. You have really no time to say that, okay, 3 mahine baad sochenge, 6 mahine baad sochenge. Because there is a world there outside who's sitting just before you. There is a world sitting there for competition. So if it's not you, there'll be someone else. Because there is a talent, there are people, that's competition. So just know from the day one itself, do not waste your time. Just understand, interest kahan pe hai, kya karna hai, pick that up and just be after that. And the way I'm seeing this institute, wherein you're getting expert talks, you are getting your alumni coming and talking here, which is the biggest thing to happen. When that happens, you actually get a clarity of what I will be able to do and how I will be becoming. They may be, those people might become your role models. Seeing them, that, okay, this is how this person grew up. This is how this person became. And this is the person who's my role model and I want to become like this person. So do that, and that's first thing that I will want to tell you. No time to waste, just from the day one, be focused, know what you want to do. Another point that I want to really pick up is technology. I have been told to talk, about this, one of the topics, and I, any which ways, wanted to talk about this. When Dr. Shalini was introducing me here and was talking about my profile here, what is it that I'm expert at and what is it I do? With no background of technology, I was able to do tools wherein you actually have to work when you get into the industry, let whatever. Today, technology leads everything. You talk of automotive, manufacturing, IT, whichever sector you talk about, they are all technology driven today. So which means whatever background you come from, technology is going to be there. If you are a person, if you are a tech-fearing person, start making that technology a friend of yours. It happened to me, and if it happened to me, it can really happen to anyone. Trust me. Which means I'm an HR profession, and by interest also now. Few months back, in fact, on one of the webinars, this question came in from one of the HRs, and it was a group of startups, 1,000 people on that startups, and there was this one person who asked this question. They said, there is a chat GPT, and there's an artificial intelligence all over, and this session was also about of layoff, because there's a layoff going on in the market today. So this was very obvious that they wanted me to address on during this layoffs, how do we secure our talent? How do we secure our people? And how do we secure ourselves in our organizations? The question was, with ChatGPT and AI, how do you think we have a job threat? And because I am an HR, so I think there is no scope for me, and my organization has already started talking technology. And I don't have a tech background also. So what is the solution? I only said this, oh girl, please learn AI. That's the only solution, right? What are you going to do? Are you going to run from AI? Are you going to say कि नहीं मेरा tech background नहीं है तो artificial intelligence तो मैं कैसे देखूँ, मैं कैसे सीखूँ? I cannot. No, I don't have the choice. I have to do it. You talk of automotive industry today, artificial intelligence, it's there. You talk of whatever industry today, technology is going to be there. Everywhere. Today we were discussing around, in the morning we were talking about, so metaverse. So metaverse, when we were talking about, we said, being HR, I am able to use metaverse, I am able to learn metaverse and use that metaverse for my onboarding and talent engagement activities. I'm doing that within my organization today. And when I'm doing that, which means for you, I am learning it at this age, at this juncture of my career, wherein I might not be even wanting to do it. I might not even, I don't need to do it. I can have, say, maybe 2-3 people from the engineering teams, and they can just really come and do it for me. They can do it. But then I want to do it. I will have to. Reason being, the way industry is moving in terms of tools, the way industry, every sector today, when I say that, please understand I'll be talking about every sector. Because all of you never know which sector are you going to land into. So it is important for you to understand tools, technology is something which is going to drive the world. In every sector, in every domain. HR hai, marketing hai, anything, technology is going to drive. A lot of you will be taking up marketing. So on marketing, I'll share just one experience here. Dentsu, the company that I come from, it's into digital marketing and media and advertising. So when the marketing happens, at a larger scale, what marketing does, at a larger scale, how marketing happens. If you have looked at the brands, or if you have gone to the website of brands like an Adidas, Nike, or even any brand you pick up, Shiseido, or any cosmetic brand also. So when you pick up those, when you go to their websites, there is a lot of, there's this online e-commerce platforms are available, and you have to actually just go and do the transactions online and you get your product at home. There is a lot of mix that happens, but then the core of it is marketing. The core of it is branding. The core of it is content and communication, which actually you are going to learn, which you are going to study now in your curriculums. This branding, this marketing is actually, it further evolves if you are combining it with the technology, if you are combining it with your business sense and everything, this branding and everything, it actually drives the entire business. आपने ब्रांड बना लिया, लेकिन ब्रांड बनाने के बाद उसको मार्केटिंग नहीं करोगे, उसका कम्युनिकेशन, उसका कंटेंट अच्छा मार्केट में नहीं डालोगे, what are you going to get out of it? Nothing. Let your product be whatever. Your product must be, just top notch of the world. But then if there is no branding, there is no marketing, it just doesn't make sense. And today, advertising, marketing, platforms, if you look at the hoardings which are there, those hoardings, when they flash up, there are the kind of crazy, creative ads that you see today. They're super. How many of you have seen those Jordan, shoe ads and the Nike shoe ads? How many of you have seen that? Come on, man, you are so young talent here. If I am knowing of it, I'm sure you know much more. Okay, few hands there. So when you see those hoardings there, the lights and everything and the shoe just come out, and it is the entire flash of it. It takes an entire Jordan shape, and that's how it happens. It's amazing. There are marketing brains behind. There are marketing brains behind that with those technology teams that work, and then the entire creativity that you see outside that comes out. So there's so much to do out of it. And now you'll say, ma'am, itna gyan to de rahe ho, but then you tell me this, हमको अगर opportunity ही नहीं मिलेगी, तो how are we going to, have these experiences? So today, it is not just the industry need, but then I'll tell you this is what the trend is today. The trend today is students actually volunteer. Students volunteer for work. Students volunteer for experiences, which means you reach out to the organizations, you reach out to certain platforms, network, through your networkings and everything, that I would want to help you doing this with my expertise, this thing. So this is how you reach out to your networks, grabbing the opportunity to volunteer and do something which can really make sense to you. So that's the first step that you have to take. And where else to go? Your own institute itself is the platform for yourself. I know I'm going to say this, but then, I take all the liberty because I am speaking. आपके कॉलेज की ब्रांडिंग कैसे होती है? आपके इंस्टीट्यूट की ब्रांडिंग कैसे होती है? Being people who are studying that particular syllabus in your syllabus and everything, can you really go to the LinkedIn pages of your own institute? Can you go to the Facebook pages and Twitter pages and everything? And can you just check in there, how the branding is happening, and you can have your own, this ideas and thoughts and, everything out of it, analysis karo. Just check on how the branding is happening right now and what more can you add in there. Being that group of people who are studying in here because you know your institute well, there can be no better people who know how to brand your own college, your own institute. Start it from there. And then reaching out to your, to your mentors, to your professors and everyone, and then just show them this is what we can do. This is how then, this will be the outreach. This will happen to the brand of my of the college, and this is what I can really do. And once you're done with that, if you get that opportunity, the next step is just doing the analysis out of it. What you have learned is practical here. So that's where I say, wherever you are, whichever position, doesn't matter. What matters is seeing through and grabbing the opportunity wherever it is available. Just grab it. And I'm sure when you're doing all of those, when you look in and around yourself, you'll be able to understand what more I can do here. Can I create some app here, something which can really pull a lot of attraction to my institute website? Can I do something of that nature? From the HR side itself, HR, you guys can do just so much to it. So much to it. So we have to understand where are the opportunities lying. You don't need to just go out and start looking out for jobs and stuff, or wait for that job to come to you and those placements to happen. You can really start today, which means when your placements actually happen, you have some practical experience in your hands to show to whoever interviews you and tell them, look, boss, I actually did this. And the result of this is this. Your chances of placement will be much more higher than, in the normal scenario or in the normal world. The competition will be way, way, way less for you. So that's a little piece of advice from me. Another, I think one more thing that I was actually asked to do and I wanted to, again, to do was, what is leadership? Leadership, can you measure leadership? Can you say on a scale of, in any metrics, can you know what are my leadership skills? Where do you rank, rate my leadership skills? Or your boss, or whoever, your mentor, or your professor, or anyone, can you do that? You cannot. You really cannot. Because as future managers, because you are studying your management, studies, that's what you're doing here when you're doing it. as you go ahead, as you land in the industry, the expectations from you will be to become a leader at the end of the day. But then that starts in bits and pieces. First, we have to be a good human. Second, after becoming that human, can you create people like you? Are you like that? So can you create people like you? That's your second step. Your third step is, can you really manage those people who you have created like you? And then the fourth step is, can you be someone who people look up to and who people want to be like? If there is just one person on this earth who can come and say you this, sir, I really want to be like you. You are successful. The day you hear that about yourself, you are successful. Or somebody comes and says you that, you are my role model. I learned these things from you. You are successful. That's leadership. That's a manager. A manager is not the one who ek bada sa, and that's what actually I thought ki I'll create a presentation, and in that presentation on this manager thing, I will have a crown wearing person sitting like a Raja or something and say that this is the manager you want to become, who just sits on a chair and, will dictate things to you or tell you, instruct you to do things. No, that's not a manager in today's world, and in any world for that matter. For an example, and then people keep, okay, if I get a job of that assistant manager, when the placements happen, oh, I became a manager, you know what? Mummy, mujhe manager ki job mili hai. That's not the manager. That's not at all a manager. And that's not how from the day one, if you get the title of a manager or an assistant manager and you have that offer letter in your hand, that doesn't make you a manager. There is a whole journey that you have to go through so that you can do justice to the title which has been given to you. So understand this, and I'll give you an example. You go to gym, right? So when you go to gym, the day one itself, I go to gym, I'll come back and I'll stand in front of the mirror and I see nothing happened, no change in me. I didn't become less, a single ounce of it, I have not reduced. Or maybe I think, okay, today I'll go I'll do a 6-7 hours of gym and I'll come back, there'll be some difference in me that will happen. No, it won't happen. How it will happen is, how you will be able to see the difference in you is when you are daily going to gym for 2 hours or whatever, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, or 1 hour, 2 hour, whatever gym time you have, you are doing that daily. And after a month, when you come and stand in front of the mirror, or after an year when you come and stand in front of the mirror, you'll see a different you. So that's manager. That's a leadership. You practice it daily. You live it daily. You treat people. You treat people like people. You treat people the way you want to get treated, and then that's when you actually get to become what you want to become and what you call as a manager or a leader. So that's around the managerial skills, that's around the tools, that's around the interests and everything. Any questions, anything that anyone has, and I'm open to any kind of questions here. Can I ask a question? If no one has?
Mama, students have actually gathered questions for you.
Okay, sure,
And
please.
They were very excited. There's one more question over there.
We can pick up.
Yeah, that'll-
We can pick up. And then at the end, I'll ask a question because that's related to your parents. So. Do you believe in luck? Yes, I do believe in luck. I do believe in luck because, okay, in the morning every day when I wake up, I look at my phone and there is a tarot reading that I really look at in terms of how my day is going to be. So yes, I believe in luck because what happens is you can give your best shot. You can give your more than 100% to whatever you're picking up today for yourself. with all your interest, all your hard work, and every support that you want to have. You will do that. But then at the end of the day, you never know who's better than you, right? So yes, I do believe in luck. There must be people who are better than me also, right? There's a job interview that I'm going in, and I did all the preparations that I had, but I didn't get selected. There's someone else who got selected because that person was maybe much better than me. That person might have prepared a little better than me, and so that person got, selected. There'll be a learning, but then yes, there'll be a luck.
You may please ask your question.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Yep.
Ma'am, can you elaborate on metaverse, as in how it has helped you in onboarding and talent management marketing activities?
Where's this question coming from? I can't see the person actually.
Here.
You can just stand up. Who's the person there? That side?
Yeah.
Oh, it's you. Okay. Smart question and a good question. Because, see, we have to understand this one fact. As the world grows further, and this is just not for India, but then the entire world, we are going to be hybrid. We are not going to be organizations who will be working 100% ever to the offices, from the offices. That's the reality, right? In certain sectors, yes, like manufacturing, when you're working for factories and stuff, yes, there will be those manufacturing units and all, they will require people to come. But then for us, when we came back from the entire pandemic situation and everything started opening in, the challenge that we were facing was how do we create the similar experience of onboarding the way we are, or engagements for that matter, the way we were having it earlier with people in office? Or how can I meet and greet and give people the similar kind of experiences for, my new joiners who are coming on board, right? They cannot come to office, and I cannot send them, those videos to see that, okay, these are the videos, you see them, and this is how the office looks like. No, I'll have to create something for them. And that's where Metaverse came into picture. And Metaverse, we actually created an onboarding program wherein when the person joins into the office, the entire office is something which is the background and everything. So here it is a meeting room. These are the cabins that we have. These are the boardrooms that we have, and this is the workspace that we have. So the person gets into the office literally, and they feel that they are sitting there, and that's how that entire process, that the entire thing has been created. So we sat down with our technology teams and we said, okay, so this is how this should be looking like. This is how it should happen. And when you really do that, your people feel involved. Your people feel that, okay, it's not that I'm sitting in my home and, sitting at my work desk and working from there or doing that onboarding, but then it really gave a great experience. Further to that, just not that, but then on Metaverse, we were presenting somewhere in NASSCOM, and again, with my luck, I got to be the part of that NASSCOM presentation that we were doing, and Metaverse was again our specialization there when we were doing that. It was a furniture mall that we created on Metaverse, and we really gave that experience to our customers there who are coming in. So it's onboarding, your employee engagements, you can really run them along with the technology. It's not just Metaverse, but then a lot of more from the technology side.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
A big round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm very, very sure that the students have learned so much from your experiences.
Thank you.
Including when we were just talking about it, Metaverse is again a treat for them. And I'm sure your lesson number one should be for them that the day starts from today. So I hope they'll not wait. I'll hope they'll not wait for any other opportunity. As you said, you have to seize opportunities, and they will definitely do that. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And if there are still questions, I love to answer people. If there are still questions, feel free to write to me or feel free to meet and ask as many questions as you have. So thank you so much and great luck to all of you.
Please, a big round of applause for Ms. Nidhi Sharma. May I now request all the dignitaries on the dais to please present a memento as a token of our reverence to our chief guest, Ms. Nidhi Sharma, Director HR, Dentsu. Thank you, ma'am. It's an honor to have you amongst us. Leaders instill in their people a hope for success and a belief in themselves. This holds true for Dr. Ruchi Rayat, Dean PGP. With more than 16 years of rich experience, she is not only known for her work on employee engagement and corporate culture, but has also conducted research, training and development, recruitment, stress management, and managerial careers. She has several publications in national and international journals of high repute, including Scopus Index journals, and participated in FDP programs at reputed places like IIM Lucknow, SIMCA, SP Jain Institute of Management and Research, amongst others. As a respected teacher and facilitator, Dr. Rayat was awarded with the Best Educator Award by International Association of Educators and Corporate Trainers in IECT Awards and Quality Contribution Award by GNIOT Group of Institutions for her exceptional contribution towards the Institute. I will now request Dr. Ruchi Rayat to please come up and propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Professor Silky. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. First of all, I extend a warm welcome to all the dignitaries present here. Our chief guest of the day, Ms. Nidhi Sharma, Director HR Dentsu, Dr. Rajesh Gupta ji, Chairman GNIOT Group of Institutions, Shri Gaurav Gupta ji, Vice Chairman GNIOT Group of Institutions, Shri Swadesh Singh ji, CEO GIMS, Shri J.S. Rawal ji, Management Member GNIOT Group of Institutions, Dr. Bhupendra Kumar Som, Director GIMS, Directors of various institutions present here, our distinguished guests, faculty members, people from Outreach, CRC, and various departments of GIMS, and of course, all my dear students of PGDM Batch 2023. I deem it as a privilege to have been asked to extend a vote of thanks to our chief guest of the day, Ms. Nidhi Sharma. I, Dr. Ruchi Rayat, on the behalf of entire GIMS family, take this opportunity to express heartfelt thanks to Ms. Nidhi for accepting our invitation and being there with us today on this working day. Your words have truly inspired each one of us present in the hall, and we had the opportunity to listen to your enlightening thoughts. And I must say, ma'am, that I cannot thank you enough for emphasizing on the fact that it is not just the academic records of the person which makes him successful, but it is the attitude and the ability to dream. And of course, you need not be necessarily an IITian or a management graduate from IIMs to be successful. If you have the spirit, if you have the courage and believe in your dreams, the future belongs to you. And of course, you have touched all the relevant points which would be guiding light for our future managers. Like you spoke about the relevance of technology in today's scenario. Industry interface, the way she has acknowledged our institute for inviting the experts from the industry. Yes, that is one of the forte of GIMS. We ensure that not only in the sessions, but also our teaching pedagogy involves the people from the industry. So yeah, thank you very much, ma'am, once again for emphasizing for that. And of course, emphasizing on grabbing the opportunities as in available. So once again, I thank you, ma'am, for making the time to be with us today and helping us make this event a grand success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. I request all the dignitaries to please take their seats downstage. We are fortunate to have few more guests amongst us. May I now request Mr. Vimal Singh, Head Operations, to please welcome VP Planning, Mr. Nitin Mehra. A warm welcome to you, sir. May I now request Dr. Ajay Kumar Varshne to please come up and felicitate Head Training and Placement Engineering, Mr. Rohit Pandey. Seems Pandey sir has left. We'll continue with the session. As soon as he comes back, we'll be happy to welcome him.
I hope there were a lot of learnings from this first session. Now I disclose the reason why we have distributed you the sheets. See, this is your takeaway. As our speaker, the chief guest mentioned that this is your time begins from the day one, right? So it is either day one or one day. So you need to decide whether one day or day one, right? So it is the first day and your journey to PGDM, your journey of success starts today. Your takeaways from the first session, you need to write down on the sheet that has been provided to you, whatever you've learned from the session, right? Now, why this sheet has been provided to you? We have designed a module that is the Employability Skills Index module, wherein we will be assessing you on various parameters in terms of assessing where or which area we need to focus upon in order to enhance your skills for your growth, for your development, to make you employable. So this is the first step. We will be going, every day you will be having some sort of assessment. You will be provided with some sort of test, and you'll have to go through that test, right? The results, basis the results, we will be seeing which students are having which areas, what are the strengths of the students, right? And which are the areas of improvement of the students, of you all. So that we have a clear idea, where do we have to work upon, where do we have to focus, so that will be a justified process. Unnecessarily, we're not focusing on only communication skills. The first question which comes to you, if I ask you, what are your weaknesses? Communication skills. So communications is not at all a very common weakness. It is not at all a weakness. It's just a myth, right? So we'll be addressing many of such questions in the next session. In the meantime, the next session begins. You may start jotting out the points, what were the takeaways from session 1. I hope I'm clear. If there's any doubt, you may raise your hand. All right, so all clear? Fine, so you may start writing down whatever were the takeaways. In the meantime, we'll be beginning with the session 2 of the panel discussion.
Education is a passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Taking this sentiment into account, I am pleased to take forward the next event of the day, panel discussion on campus to corporate. During the discussion, we'll explore and navigate the transformative journey individuals take as they make the transition from campus environment to the dynamic world of corporate life. So without further ado, may I request all the panelists to take their respective seats on the podium. Sir, please. Mr. Sandeep Tyagi, Director, HR, UFlex Limited. We welcome you, sir. Mr. Mrityunjay Rohit, VP HR, Credible, ex-Amazon. Mr. Anup Mitra, Founder, Yearn Management Services. Welcome, sir. Mr. Agnivesh Thakur, Director, Human Capital at Deloitte. It is my pleasure to introduce you all to our esteemed dignitaries. Starting with Mr. Sandeep Tyagi, Director, the quote that comes to my mind is, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. We are honored to have amongst us a leader who is an inspiration for us. Alumnus of Faculty of Management Studies, Delhi University, Mr. Tyagi is a seasoned HR leader with a diverse and illustrious career spanning over 2 decades. Currently serving as the Director of Human Resources at UFlex Limited, he has done pivotal roles in renowned companies like Samsung Electronics, Videocon Industries Limited, Haier, Xerox, Sony, Delphi Automobiles, and NTPC Limited. Throughout his career, Mr. Sandeep has been instrumental in driving organizational success through strategic HR initiatives. He has a strong focus on talent acquisition, talent management, talent development, and succession planning. May I now request Dr. Ruchi Rayat to please welcome our guest, Mr. Sandeep Tyagi, with the Bhagavad Gita. May I now request Mr. Vimal Singh, Head Operations, to present a shawl to our guest as a token of our gratitude. Passion is the energy that keeps us going, that keeps us filled with meaning and happiness and excitement and anticipation. An alumni of Narsi Munji and Delhi University, I'm proud to introduce such a passionate individual, Mr. Mrityunjay Rohit, Vice President Credible, a company to more than 100 clients, 35 plus banks and NBFCs, and 2 lakhs plus small and medium businesses. His comprehensive work experience is more than 12 years, including stints at Infosys and as a regional manager HR at Amazon, wherein he handled recruitment for North India and Bangalore. His company, Credible, is started with a dream to provide SMBs with timely access to credit and is now India's largest working capital technology platform. May I now request Professor Gauri Shankar sir and Dr. Pradeep Verma to please felicitate our guests. A warm welcome to you, sir. A big round of applause, please. Management is the efficiency in climbing the ladder of success. Leadership determines whether the ladder is leaning against the wall. Fortunate to have amongst us a leader. We are proud to have amongst us Mr. Anup Mitra, a seasoned talent acquisition professional with over 2 decades of experience in hiring across all levels of organization in development sector, BPO, ITES, banking, financial services, microfinance, insurance, and telecom sectors, marketing and sales being core areas amongst others. He has worked in the development sector for industry majors like Bharti Foundation, American India Foundation, SRF Foundation, to name a few. He has a complete hands-on experience to full cycle of recruitment experience with including staffing, development of position descriptions, identifying core competencies, amongst others. I may now request Mr. Ankit Mishra, Regional Head Outreach, to please welcome our guests. Yearn for your work, pour in your commitment, and leave a mark behind. There is no greater thing you can do with your life and your work than follow your passions in a way that the world sees you. Our next guest is the true embodiment of this philosophy. An accomplished HR technology consulting leader, Mr. Agnivesh, is dedicated to revolutionizing the way organizations leverage technology to optimize their HR functions. With a relentless passion for innovation and a proven track record in delivering impactful HRIT solutions, Agni specializes in guiding organizations towards digital HR transformation to optimize their workforce, enhance employee experience, and drive sustainable growth. With a remarkable career spanning across organizations such as Accenture, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, Infosys, Sandeep has excelled in driving HR transformations, implementing technology solutions, and advising on strategic workforce planning. We are honored to have you amongst us, sir. May I now request Dr. Nishant Singh to please come up and welcome, sir. I'm pleased to introduce our moderator of the day, Dr. Shalini Sharma, Dean Outreach and Student Welfare, GIMS, a PhD in entrepreneur psychology, having an extensive work experience of more than 23 years. She is an NLP practitioner and trained the trainer certified professional from British Council. Her area of interest is designing and delivering training modules. She is associated with institutions like VV Giri National Labour Institute, MDI Gurgaon, GL Manjal University, wherein she has designed and delivered various training programs. May I now request Professor Mudit Tomar, Dean OEC, to please come up and felicitate our moderator, Dr. Shalini Sharma. I'll not take any much of your time, ma'am and sirs. The podium is all yours. Hoping for a really engaging and insightful session.
So good afternoon, all of you. The second session begins here. Welcome all the panelists, all the corporate experts. Thanks again for, of course, sparing your time on a working day. It's difficult. I know you've got your engagements also. So we'll not take much time. We'll see how much justice we can do to the session. Let's begin with the session. The session is a panel discussion. The topic is campus to corporate. As the saying goes, Rome was not built in one day. The same is true with career building. Your career will not be built in one day. It needs many days of toil to work on and to enhance your skills. And probably to get a good job in an MNC. More specific, to get a good job in an MNC with a package somewhere near 10 lakhs. Not less than 10 lakhs, more than 10 lakhs chalega, right? But we may, of course, taken aback, okay, 10 lakhs initially, you're aspiring to get a package. It's a huge package. But is it really impossible? It's that mammoth task. It's something like boiling the ocean that you cannot achieve a package of 10 lakhs right away when you complete the course, you're out of the college. Is it really going to be there? Or is it that if you work on your skills, you are committed to your development, you are going to get a good advice? Is it really possible to get a good package? Now, good is a broad umbrella. So we will be discussing now what does the good package mean also. But the truth is, yes, it is possible because there is nothing called impossible in this world. And we have just had this effort of making this dream of yours possible with right from the horse's mouth. We'll be having the discussion, we'll be having the tips right from the horse's mouth. You've come from the corporate to spare their valuable time for you. Welcome you all, sir. The introduction already has happened. We have these stalwarts from the industry, from the HR domain. We have the founder of one of the management services, big dream company, Big Four, Deloitte. Deloitte also sometimes, it used to happen my dream as well, but hasn't been successful, but I'm lucky to sit next to the director, human capital of Deloitte. So we have Amazon, ex-Amazon, and we've got you here. He's the director, HR Credible. So a lot of HR people over here. Let's begin. We should not waste much time, and let's jump onto the first question. First question, very relevant, and it must be popping out in your mind also. So when the students enter the campus, they are raw products. We'll be focusing more on the freshers because we have mixed bag. We have students from engineering background. We have students from commerce background, arts background, hotel management. In fact, even biotechnology, also science background. Also, plenty of students we are having. It's a mixed bag student. But we'll be focusing more on the freshers because, yes, the worry is for the freshers more. So they are raw. Now, which skills do they focus upon to be an acceptable candidate in the corporate world in today's era? So my first question to you, sir, please.
Okay. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you, GIMS and GNIOT to have us here. It's indeed a privilege, and sorry that I am running short of my time because my another meeting started at 4 o'clock. So probably I'll take it from car and then probably I'll drive back home. So first thing that we say that, people were saying before this session that this is your day one, right? You starts now. Change this myth. Your day started yesterday, right? It's not today, right? Your future, what you do today will decide your future, but what you did yesterday will decide you today. So, so why we say day zero or day one minus one? Because you need to be prepared or probably uncertain, whatever uncertain things will keep coming, you need to keep the challenging that you are prepared enough to take up those challenges and stuff. So basic skills, when I look at campus, when I look at any campus, any stream students that I look at, what I look at, First that I look at that whether the person is conceptually clear, that whether he understands, because when they ask you that why you want to do this, why you did MBA, because we wanted to understand that whether you spend some time to think that why you are here, right? What was your thought process behind you coming here? That's conceptual clarity. It might not be saying that you are conceptual clear in finance or marketing or your subject, that is secondary, right? But important that are you really aware about yourself? And then we second look at couple of more important part is like your, how you are solving your problems. Because look at, we are not looking at, we are looking at you not to hire today, but we are also looking at that how you are grow along with my culture of my innovation culture of the organizations, right? The first thing what we look at, are you a creative thinker? Are you a problem solver? Right? Are you able to empathize with the problem that we have? Right? These things are important. Rest all will be the play, your technical skills, functional skills that will come in the play. But basic, when we see any candidate, and this is must to have skills, you should all possess, which I'll also talk and probably my fellow panelists will also speak about. The first thing is like creative thinking, problem solving. Then you talk about World Economic Forum, 8 skills must have in like digital literacy, data literacy, you know, and so on and so forth, right? But the core remains the same. The same core will always remain the same, because even when you are doing your 10th, 12th, what was doing, you are doing the critical thinking to understand the concept of the particular topic. And then what you did, you said that when your concepts were clear, what you did, you built a smart or probably much better foundation on that. With that initial point, I'll pass on to my fellow panelists.
Yeah.
To speak on that.
Anyone wants to answer, wants to add on?
Yeah. Thank you, Agnivesh. That was very rightly said. I'm assuming that majority of the participants in this room are aspiring for management positions, right? So, next 24 months will determine how does your final personality emerge. From the donkey years that I've been doing recruitment, I have always found that social skills have been key player in corporate success or corporate failures, especially for people who are aspiring to become managers. If you double click on the word manager itself, manager is a person who's able to get other people do more work than he can himself or herself do. So the most basic skill that a manager should have is the paraphernalia, which comprises of multiple small and larger skill set called the social skills. How can he empathize with people? How can he communicate with his team members? How can he manage his subordinates and the seniors? So, next 24 months, I would say that you should start working aggressively on building your social skills. I would pass on the mic to Tyagiji, who will partake his wisdom. Sir?
Thank you, Mr. Anup, and thank you, Dr. Shalini. It's a pleasure again to be back to GNIOT. I have very fond memories of coming to GNIOT campus few months back, and today also I happened to visit the campus first and then come here. So I'm really delighted.
They were the seniors whom you represent or whom you addressed. These are the fresh batch now.
Wonderful.
So yes, it's the legacy is continuing now.
Wonderful. And again, it's very special. My old friend, Dr. Bhupender Som is here now.
Yeah, he's there.
So I came to know, and I'm really delighted. We know each other for a long time. So, and thanks to Mr. Jitender for inviting here. Now, few critical things Mr. Agnivesh mentioned about critical thinking. Anoopji mentioned about social skills. So I have 4 key insights on your journey in life which will make you successful. So, and this is what we practice also for our young leaders people like you who join us from campuses, and our responsibility is to get the right talent and develop them into leaders, make them winners. So 4 key insights. So first one is drive for results. Friends, in life, nothing is free, and targets, business targets, organizational targets are sacrosanct. So drive for results is something paramount where you achieve business results, business targets, day on, week on, and month on month. There cannot be any laxity in achieving the business targets. And accordingly, you may have your life target, personal target, but first and foremost, to be successful in your career, achieving organizational goals and your business targets. So drive for results, go passionately for achieving your goals and your targets. So drive for results is quality number 1. Then my colleague Agnivesh ji referred about critical thinking. So in Samsung and here at UFlex, we say this creativity and innovation. So creativity is something which is paramount in today's world. Whenever we sit down every day and we strategize on how to achieve our work, how to achieve our targets, is nothing, run of the mill. Every day we have to strategize. We have challenges. We have obstacles. But how to creatively overcome them and come out with innovative ideas is quality number 2. Number 3, navigating organizations. Today, all large institutions, whether it is large companies like Samsung or Accenture or Deloitte or our Tatas or Reliance, these are large organizations, mega organizations, and they have huge structures and complex structures which are matrix organization. Now, how do you navigate within those organizations? That is very important. How do you know the critical levers of power, centers of influence? That is extremely important to be successful in getting your targets, in getting your work through. So, navigating organization has been found to be quality number 3, which will help you in your journey of life. Fourthly, inspiring leadership. Now, leadership doesn't mean you got to be at senior level or, you have to have a team to become a leader. Every individual is a leader. It is leadership of your thoughts, not of your position. So every individual, senior, middle, junior, everybody is a leader. Those who are at junior level, at frontline level, it is self-leadership. Self-leadership means how you manage yourself, how you set your targets, how you set your priorities. This is about self-leadership, self-awareness. You must have heard a word called emotional intelligence. Have you heard? Emotional intelligence? It is nothing but self-awareness, self-leadership. How you manage yourself. If you don't manage yourself, nothing will happen. All other qualities are gone for a toss. So, self-leadership at junior level, then team leaders, people who have teams reporting into them. Managing people is the second layer. Then organizational wide leaders, senior people like, sitting here. They set the vision and mission and the business targets. So, inspiring leadership. It is your own thoughts, how you leadership of thought, that is what matters. So I have said 4 critical qualities: driving for results, creativity and innovation, navigating the organization, and inspiring leadership. which will always help you in becoming successful in your journey of your life, apart from the things my colleagues have already shared with you. Thank you.
Hi all. Thank you, sirs and ma'am, for sure. Right, I feel a bit awkward over here, sitting in a jeans and a t-shirt, but probably I can connect more to that side. So, before I answer to the question that ma'am asked, right, in terms of what we would typically look at, especially for a placement per se, right? Great answers by the esteemed panel, right? But I'll just like to echo a few points, and especially now that things are changing, right? We should be aware of that. In current scenario, it's the soft skills plus the technical skills that matters a lot, right? I believe for most of us, I mean, MBA is the pinnacle. We or you may not study post MBA, right? You should be thoroughly aware in terms of what you are studying, right? Don't just be confined to, let's say, an MBA finance, MBA HR. No. MBA typically means, jack of all trades, or rather at least master of few trades, right? You should know. And the panel over here, you may think that there's HR guys, they may not understand finance or operations. Probably that's incorrect. When we see somebody, when we assess somebody, or even we sit with the business, right? We should understand what the business is speaking, right? So in your 2 golden years, try to amass knowledge as much as you can. Coming to the other aspects, right? I'm sure somebody mentioned, be humble, show humility. It's very, very important, right? One trait that, probably in these 2 years, you may organize events like this, fests like these, you may have plenty of guest lectures. You will taste plenty of success. You may also see some failures, right? Do count the failures that you encounter, how and why you failed, and what could have been done to ensure that the failures are not repeated. Typically, in companies where I have worked, if somebody says I have never failed in life, probably that's the end. We may not further interview the person, right? We all fail, and it's being vocally self-critical that yes, I have failed for XYZ factors, and going ahead, I would ensure that these XYZ factors are taken care of so that I don't fail again, right? So that's it from my side. Probably these points should help you in taking, in navigating your journeys to corporate. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I believe the question is well answered for the audience as well. Now you mentioned that failures, everybody has failed in life. One question here, how to prepare oneself for the failures that they're coming across? Of course, when you are fresh, you're coming outside, you're going to the outside world, you are being interviewed. Success does not come at click, right? So how to prepare yourself for failures, for accepting failures, to grow further, to, of course, get the success in life?
Yeah, I think we all went through this, right? Because dejected. We went for the interview. Let's say if I went to Amazon, once upon a time, Amazon was one of the best employer, right? I thought that I'll go and end up like Jeff Bezos, but I couldn't clear the interview. Quite dejected, right? So it happens that every time, even today we are giving interview or taking interview, we are there, right? So what happens at the time what Sandeep ji has said, that look at your emotional intelligence, I think that you are self-aware. Are you aware of the potential? Are you aware of your own potential? And then you try. So during the COVID period, one word has come very predominantly and everybody is talking about is the resilience. What is the resilience? That your grit, your mental strength to come out of those failures or those stuff. So that will remain the same, that the philosophy will remain same. Failure, philosophically they say, failures are pillar of success. Each one of us sitting in this room has tried something and couldn't succeed to it. But did we give up? Or did we improve upon from our learning? It's not that how fast you fail. It's about that how quick you come up and try to succeed for this. So failure is common. Don't worry. It's like, it's just you are not there. I cannot go to Google because my skills are not required there. Though I aspire to go to the best of organization, right? So you need to play around your strength and make sure that we need to have some realistic goal. If you know yourself, then probably this question of failure will not come because you will be determined, "Arey yaar, aaj nahi, kal to ho jayega," right? So look at those determination.
So what should be the expectation that they should be keeping for themselves? What will be the percentage of priority, the probability of failure? They're going for the...
See, probability of failure should be 100%.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm very honest about it. So you will always go with what will happen because I'll fail. So your probability is always 100%, not 50%.
All right.
You need to make sure due to your attitude, ability, determination, persistence, perseverance, these are not only the words and adjectives, But these are traits that will sow and infest in your personality. It's fine. We fail. You need to have the attitude of gratitude. As you say, that humility is important, what we look at in terms of that. These all things will keep counting. And that's fine. There is always time comes. It's okay not to be okay. Fair enough. Fail, but recover fast.
Yeah, that's the key. So, all right, so you can have it from the next panelist also.
Okay, now failure is one topic or one subject which has been my constant companion from n number of years. I still remember, and I was talking with Mrityunjay downstairs, is that when I finished my graduation, I grew up in a very small town in Haryana called Ambala. And my father asked me, do you want to continue your studies? I said no. He gave me some pocket money, gave me a set of clothes that I owned, and he said, you can go and find your own destiny. I took a Haryana Roadways bus to Delhi and requested a cousin brother who used to stay in some Trans Yamuna area called Dilshad Garden to accommodate me for some time. And I still remember, because I had written it down, I appeared in 17 different interviews. I used to take out a newspaper, go to various offices with my resume. Aajkal resume mail pe hota hai. Earlier we had to get a resume typed and photostat, Xeroxed. And I was rejected 17 times in various jobs. It was only on the 18th instance that I got a meager job giving me 2,800 rupees a month. Now coming to your question of failure. Every rejection pushed me in two directions. Number one, you can go back and beg your father to take you back. Number two, what if running away from failure becomes a habit throughout your life? That fear itself prompted me to get up next morning, put on my formal clothes, and go out and appear for another job interview. Number one. Number two, I had acquired a set of habits which I still carry with me during my formative stages in life, during my schools. I am a voracious reader, and I made sure that I read at least 20 pages of any long form, short form article, any autobiography, any novel before I go to sleep. So reading gave me a perspective of how other people dealt with failures and difficult phases of their life. That gave me motivation to not to go back to my father and ask him to take me in. So the two takeaways that I can give you as far as facing failure is concerned is, number one, remember why you started it. Why did you come here? Why did you enroll into this program? Remember that. Number two, take motivation from people who have already been through failure. In this short span of time, these are the only two key takeaways that I can help you with. I will be more than happy to handhold or mentor you in times to come, and share my learnings with you. Sandeep ji?
Thank you. Thank you very much. So very nicely said by Mr. Anup, failure, there is no place for failure, it's all in your mind. So I'll tell you about a very interesting incident. So in US in Las Vegas, this is particularly about failure, ma'am. So in Las Vegas, they have a conference every year which is called FailCon. And in this conference, they invite all the startups of the world who have failed in their ventures, and they come to Vegas, and in FailCon, they celebrate their failures. And the idea is that from these failures will emerge the winners of future. All these big tech companies, when they started, they did not become big in a span of few months or years. They encountered huge challenges. You would have, read stories about Bill Gates or, Mark Zuckerberg and Apple founder. So failure is not a bad word. It's good to fail, because if you don't fail, you will not realize what is the other end of the world. So never be afraid of failing. But what is important is, after failing, how do you rise and how you get up and come out winners? That is very important. So, as I said earlier, self-awareness, self-leadership is one thing, because who knows you as an individual better than you? You are your own best judge. You know your own strengths. You know your own weakness. So if you know your strengths, build on to your strengths. If you know your weakness, improve on your development areas. And today's world is so helpful that everything is available on a click. You don't need a teacher, you don't need somebody lecturing you. You go to YouTube or, now ChatGPT is coming, it's going to be another transformation. And you get hundreds of experiences there. When we were, in COVID times, people were in lockdown, and so what was supporting us? It was the stories of resilience, the stories of courage, which were coming out on YouTube and other things, which kept us grooved there, and then finally come out winners. Nobody knew who will survive. Every day you will get bad news. So it's the story of resilience. So friends, failure is not a bad word. Failure is a stepping stone to success. Thank you.
Okay, coming to me, how you transform from failure to success, I would say two things. One is called an RCA. You guys are right in day one, probably you'll understand something called root cause analysis. Understand what led to that failure, try to figure out, going ahead, how will you encounter those? And then we have something called as 5 why, it's WHY, right? Why, 5 why. Why would you do something? Why? What happened? Why? What can be done better? Why? Well, once you start, diving deep, you'll understand what was the point, or what was the, that small thing that led to a failure, or what small thing would have been avoided to make it to a success. Just do these two things. You will ensure that, you have a very good story around why you failed, and probably you never know, you can attend those conferences, which Sir spoke about, right? So it's very important. Have a detailed analysis of the failures that you do. Not just get bogged down by failure that we'll try again. Find the loopholes that were there, and then come out stronger. As we said, do not get bogged down by failure. That's it.
Thank you so much. Mr. Tyagi just mentioned ChatGPT. I believe everybody knows now what is ChatGPT. AI is there. It's no hovering over there. It's entered into our lives. It's Industry 4.0. very soon Industry 5.0. We are witnessing Industry 5.0 also. Now these students are from, as I discussed earlier also, they're mixed background are there. It's different automation and everything, the process, data processing, everything is entering into our lives. How do these management students prepare themselves to be a fit in these industries? Because they are the management students, of course, they have different areas of expertise of, they learn various disciplines like business analytics is one, of course, data mining is one. So how do they prepare themselves to be the best fit in the market, in the organizations?
Sure. So my background prior to MBA, I was a paramedic doctor, right? So it doesn't make sense. I worked in Infi, I worked on Amazon, tech, operations, etc., etc. But was I a good fit? Probably yes, I was a good fit, right? What would matter is in terms of what you do while your MBA is happening, plus post your MBA. Especially, I'm a big fan of techies. They have reached places, but they still keep on doing some of the other courses, right, to ensure that the learning platform does not get a plateau thing, but keeps moving up and up and up. So the best thing that you can do is be informed, read things. You may end up doing some courses as well, probably down the line. But yes, it's not that, every small thing you need to do a course as. Sometimes all these things may not be required for you, right? A lot of times we talk about analytics. It is an advanced version of Excel. To be honest, that is what I would say, right? So, if your basics are correct, you will not get bogged down by things. But yes, don't be complacent, be open to learning. That will help you a long, long way. Sir.
So, friends, ChatGPT is not the only thing which has kind of come and transformed. So, there are other tools which, you will listen very soon. Some, names like MyLab, some names I'm forgetting. It's 11 Journey. These are tools very similar to ChatGPT, but even like if some of you may be opting to go into marketing, now tomorrow you have to create images. You need graphic designers and all. Now all that need will go. So you just have to, in your voice, if you say, I want to see a woman standing on top of a mountain wearing a Japanese dress called kimono, and suddenly within a fraction of a minute, you will come across 4 images of that. You can modify, change, and pick out any of those. So it's not only ChatGPT. There are so many tools like ChatGPT which are coming. And technology will keep evolving. You cannot stop technology. People will benefit out of it. But what is important is how to use them constructively. There again you will need human beings. So there are few things which algorithms, softwares can throw options at you, but finally the call has to be taken by you. But that level of perfection will be huge, will be humongous. So that thing you can be assured, you will save on cost, you will save on time. So these are the advantages which are going to be there. And in this age of ChatGPT, AI, what is important is how productively you use them and how you efficiently you use them. There you would need human intelligence, and I would say there's nothing, no AI or ML can beat human intelligence. Human intelligence will always remain supreme, so you can be rest assured. But you will have, like if you had 5 or 6 options earlier, now you will have hundreds of options. So that is an advantage which, is coming in the offing in the near future.
So, ma'am, ChatGPT and technology, you've actually touched a raw nerve here. See, I think 3 of us belong to a generation which have seen a turn of a century. We were all born in 1900s and now we are in 20s. And we've seen a
You can add up one more. I'm also one more.
yeah. Okay, yes. We've seen advent of color television. I remember when cable TV came to town, it was considered a luxury amongst the selected few. Now, DTH and Netflix and Amazon is at the fingertips, not even in tier 4, but even in rural areas also. We have seen automobiles from just Fiats and ambassadors to Lamborghini and Ferraris running on Indian roads. We have seen landline phones getting converted and becoming obsolete and replaced by these smart mobile phones. From my own personal experience working with a couple of sunrise industries like telecom, computer education, BPOs, ITES, they have taught me one thing. Technology will always keep on evolving. It was 2G yesterday and 5G will be a normal affair of the day tomorrow. As management graduates, as future leaders, do not get overwhelmed by the technology. टेक्नोलॉजी एक टूल है जो आप इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. It should not be the other way around that टेक्नोलॉजी आपको यूज कर रही है. Now, how do you stay on top of technology? Number one, make sure आपका जो learning curve है, वो flat नहीं होना चाहिए. You should make it your target that you should learn one new thing every other day. Never stop learning new things. जैसे ही आपका learning curve flat होएगा, आप नई चीजों से overwhelm हो जाएंगे. वो आपको दबाने लग जाएंगे. Snapchat क्या होता है? Until unless you learn about Snapchat, you will not know about it. Right? I learned Facebook from my son. So it is okay if someone younger than you, someone more learned than you is teaching you a couple of things, but don't let technology overpower you. Use the technology to drive efficiency. So that is the only advice that I can leave you with regarding new technology like chat GPT, machine language, artificial intelligence, metaverse is concerned. These are tools. Use them like any other tools. Use them like a kitchen knife. You can use it to peel a potato or cut a watermelon. That is all I can say at this point of time. Yeah?
Yeah, so I don't know. I can speak volumes because this is my bread and butter, because I do tech, right? I do tech and we help a lot of customers, right? Because a lot of customers to embrace tech and probably, get on to this, right? So few things what I suggest, that how many of you have iPhone in this room? Okay, so few. Android phone? Almost everyone. And how many of you are Android engineers? None of them. Why I ask this? Because you go and reflect, you are not an Android engineer, but still you are using your Android phone like anything, right? From all the apps, you are the master, right? Almost if you look at your screen time, be honest, it must be not less than 6 hours a day. It means that you understand the art of possibility of that particular technology, what the technology brings, and you start using it for your pleasure or probably your learning or communication or social stuff. Why this is important and why I put this analogy, because tomorrow anything will come up. when I started my career, I was HR with Infi, way back in 2005, 2006. And then I moved into technology, in HCM technology. That time it was on-premise SAP technology, where hard coding that we need to do. And it was like, I also got scared, what needs to be done? This is like hardcore tech, and I'm HR guy, a economics grad, I have never done engineering, I even don't know what is code, what is this language, what you need to do. Anxiety kicked in, and I was like trying to do everything, reading everything, but it was not solving the problem. Somebody coached me understand that as a management graduate, you should understand that what this technology does. Are you able to explain this in simple way to your customer? That if you use this technology, right, are you able to simplify those requirements to your technology? See, all those your engineers, they will be the person who will be building this engine, right? They will be doing that. As a management graduate, you really don't need to go and start coding, okay? You know how to run the Excel, as you said, that what AI is doing. Any technology is evolving. Today we are talking about generational AI, which is like a prompt AI where you go and put something and they give you some customized answers. Tomorrow technology can be anything, right? So a lot of things which in my lab is coming in, then they are talking about pervasive computing. They are also talking about the faceless entries thing, right? Because now technology is coming, is already come that when you are giving a video interview, the interviewer already gets whether I hire you or not because of the kind of the data they are generating from it. Technology will keep evolving. Why we were not dinosaur? You know what is dinosaur? Have you heard about dinosaurs? Because they got extinct because they couldn't change, they could not adapt to the natural surroundings. And you also know the cockroach. You know what cockroach does? Cockroach is always surviving. So cockroach 10,000 साल पहले भी था, आज भी और 10 साल के बाद भी रहेगा. Reason behind? Because they adapted. So my suggestion would be, don't become a dinosaur in academia or industry. Be a corporate cockroach or industrial cockroach or academic cockroach so that you can survive. Anything comes up, even nuclear attack will come, you will survive. They say that cockroaches survive even on nuclear attack. Reason behind because they adapted themselves. They quickly adapted themselves to the surroundings. So these are things that I will suggest that please don't get hassled by these jargons, these words. Only you should be aware of what is the possibility of this particular technology, what it does, and how it is going to solve my problem. So when you do the Uber, what you do? You don't go to engineering, do Uber. What Uber teaches you, that you as a management graduate go, try to solve a problem, you design the process. What is the process that you design? That I feel a problem, that there is I am trying to get a cab, the cab is cancelling, something like that. Then what you do, you as a businessman or probably a critical thinker, you think about a problem. You think that can we solve this problem by using a technology? Then you go to technologies, they will help you with the, creating those technologies. So as a management function, what you need to look at, one, how you are going to use this business process, right? And how you are going to simplify the complex things around you using the technology, whichever technologies can come in, and will keep evolving.
Right, thank you so much. I think I have a long list of questions, but since we all are also are running short of time, you also have certain meetings lined up. Just one quick answer from all of you. A biggest drawback, I've just discussed before the session, communication skills. If you ask someone what's your weakness, they mention communication skills. By communication skills, they mean to say the language. So what is the importance of English language per se to crack an interview? Is it really very important, or somewhere you can get a leeway?
So this is again a very contextual, industry specific. If you are going for BPO and ITS, probably they will look for your English, spoken English, and then your accent. But if you are in tech kind of job, we know that you are a nice guy, even if you are not articulate enough in terms of your language, spoken English, that is fine. So it's again contextual. See, this is the common question we keep getting in. And when I also interview candidates, I see a lot of time they are confused, they are not able to articulate, right? And then what you do? You cannot leave these guys. Then what you see in this, the communication skills, they say that it will always give you, 100 marks out of 100. But that doesn't mean that, we all overlook other things. If the guy has great attitude, if the guy can learn, if the guy has a skill, learning agility, I will always bet for these people who has the attitude to learn. And see, these all skills can be developed, right? There are multiple programs. Can you beat that? Sandeep ji will agree. So at my level, I also need to undergo in communication training. You know what they teach? How to talk to your customer. And what they teach, that what not to tell you is more important than what you are telling them. Right? So sometimes like your silence, keeping your mouth shut is also a great communication skills that we have. And at every level you need to learn, right? It's not that you say that, hey, at MBA I am learning communication. In 2 years, please make sure that you read whatever you can, speak as much as you can, do a shadowing, take a newspaper, read out loud, make fun of yourself, and then do that. These skills can be acquired. See, attitude cannot be necessarily acquired easily. It takes time, but communication skills you can acquire easily.
अंग्रेजी भाषा, English language. Is it really important that we should have excellent command over English as a language to succeed in corporates? Is a $1 million question. My initial answer would be yes. A more than average command of the language is required for any management graduate to survive and flourish in a corporate is mandatory. It's not that कि हिंदी भाषा में या हमारी क्षेत्रीय भाषाओं में कोई कमी है, लेकिन अब हमारा देश एक आइसोलेशन या एक साइलोज में नहीं काम करता. इंडिया टुडे इज अ ग्लोबल बिजनेस प्लेयर. We are competing with any developed nation in any industry they can lay their hands on. We have been struggling with chip making, the electronic chip making for past 40 years. वो डोमेन जो यूएस, ताइवान और चाइना की धरोहर माना जाता था, आज इंडिया उसमें एक पोटेंशियल लीडर इमर्ज हो रहा है. सो एज मैनेजमेंट स्टूडेंट्स एंड फ्यूचर लीडर्स हमें ये समझना है कि अब हम सिर्फ एक आइसोलेशन में एक शहर या एक प्रांत या एक कंट्री में नहीं काम कर रहे हैं. We have become part of the global system now. और जब आप किसी सिस्टम का पार्ट हो जाते हैं तो आपको उस सिस्टम का कल्चर, उस सिस्टम का कम्युनिकेशन मीडियम एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ेगा. एंड रिमेंबर, आई एम नॉट आस्किंग यू टू चेंज योर बेसिक्स. हमारी मैथिली, हमारी अवधी, हमारी द्रविड़ भाषाएं, हमारी खड़ी भाषाएं, हमारी बेसिक जो प्रांतीय भाषाएं हैं वो अपने आप में बहुत रिच हैं. बट फॉर अस टू कम्युनिकेट विद द आउटर वर्ल्ड वी विल नीड अ गुड सॉलिड ग्रास्प ऑफ इंग्लिश एज अ लैंग्वेज, बिकॉज इंग्लिश एंड फ्रेंच हैव नाउ बिकम ग्लोबल मीडियम ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन. सो नो ऑफेंस टू आवर लोकल लैंग्वेजेस, नो, आई मीन I would like to read Maithili Sharan Gupt as much as Rudyard Kipling and Robert Frost. They're equally enjoyable pieces of work. But if I need to communicate with my counterparts sitting in Philippines, I would need a basic understanding of verbal and cognitive English. Right? I would encourage all of you to read any article at least 20 pages a day. उससे आपका vocabulary बढ़ेगा, आपका grasp of grammar बढ़ेगा, flow of English language बढ़ेगा. That is what will be required for you over the period of next 24 months while you are here. Sandeep sir?
Just a quick answer, sir.
Thank you. So, quick answer. One thing my colleague Agnivesh ji said in beginning, critical thinking. So, analyze options and choose options based on data-based decision making. Today, data analytics is a hot word. but it is nothing but analyzing your options based on data. So whenever you have to make decisions, today data is available on internet easily. Make your decisions, make your things very data-based decision making. Second, very important thing I want to tell all of you. In Samsung, we did a survey, which is the most important competency which is required for our people to become leaders. And the number one competency which came out is digital savviness. So friends, I would also tell for you, it's for every one of us, how digitally savvy you are, because today's world is digital. You should know how to use your social media effectively. You should know how to use all the digital tools which are available free of cost or not. But digital savviness is today the buzzword, and it is one of the most strong improvement area in all of our lives. Because we are also evolving as per the, how digital is evolving. So that is what I wanted to say.
Thanks. Do I have time? Or
No, why not? You can share your views, yeah.
I would be just blunt. Yes, absolute yes. Till the time you come to showcase your skills, you need to have those initial communication, for which communication is mandatory, right? So anywhere you go, you may be a great techie, right? You may create the best product, but when you have to do a market launch of that product, right, you need to write for that. For that, you need communication skills. So keeping it short, it is important. Not just important, it's very, very important, right? So please ensure that you brush up the communication part and make it your forte. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So, lot of Gyan has been poured on you, and you had it directly from the horse's mouth, so there should be no confusion now. When you talk about summing up the session, there are few takeaways from the session that you, of course, you will also be taking notes of. Creativity, innovativeness, problem solving, empathy are few skills that a management graduate needs to have in order to succeed in life. When you talk about failures, the probability of failure is 100%, but in order to avoid the failures or combat the failures, you need to have one mantra is whys. You need to analyze. So just ponder upon whys. Why did you fail? Why did it happen? What could have been the next alternative, best alternative? And probably the success is at your doors. I'm sure you would have enjoyed the panel discussion. Thank you so much. Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot for of course, sparing your time for our millennial managers. Yeah.
So sorry, we couldn't take the questions because of the paucity of time, because Sandeep has to catch a flight and I have got a meeting just after this. But what we promise you, that if you can reach out to anyone on the LinkedIn, you can just open it, reach out to us, any questions, and probably I'll touch base with your college. And at any point of time, you can come and have a conversation with all of you, because this is very formative years. You will have a lot of apprehensions, where to go, where not to go. Don't worry, this is natural, common, we all have been through. The only thing that we say, that fundamental question is strong, that trust yourself, and you have amazing positive future, right? A lot of opportunities, don't get worried. And this is from my parting note to you, all of you guys.
Such a kind proposition, sir. Thank you so much. May we have a big, big round of applause for all our panelists over here. Thank you.
In fact, we have Chanakya Talk series. So we look forward to you all having and interacting with the students there one-on-one.
Very true, ma'am. May I now request Mr. Anil Madhwal, Registrar GNIOT Group, to felicitate Mr. Sandeep Tyagi, Director HR, UFlex Limited, with a memento as a token of our gratitude.
The energy should not be down. We've got the next speaker here.
Thank you, sirs. May I now request Dr. Anshul Sharma, Director MBA, to please felicitate Mr. Mrityunjay Rohit, VP HR, Credible, ex-Amazon, with a memento as a token of our reverence. I will now request Mr. Nitin Mehra, VP Planning, GNIOT Group, to please felicitate Mr. Anup Mitra, Founder, Iron Management Services, with a memento as a token of our gratitude. I will now request Mr. Jitendra Vashisht, Head CRC GNIOT, to felicitate Mr. Agnivesh Thakur, Director, Human Capital, Deloitte, with a memento as a token of our reverence. Thank you, sirs. May I now request Professor Ranu Saxena to please felicitate Dr. Shalini Sharma, Dean OSW, our moderator for the session, with a memento as a token of our gratitude. Thank you all. It's been an engaging session and we cannot thank you enough. And it's been a pleasure. The students, I'm sure, are very delighted to have you, and a thought-provoking session indeed. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Please take your seats downstage. Thank you so much, sirs. It was an honor. The moment we have all been waiting for. Our celebrity speaker is here with us. I request you to be patient for a few more minutes and we'll start. I request all to be seated. I request all students to be seated and please don't leave the hall. Our guest here is here with us, please. All of you, I request, please be seated. We are starting any minute. A humble request to all the dignitaries and students to please take their seats.
At the time of entry, you need mic. No? Okay. चले चलिए.
There are people who wish to win the game. Then come who win the game. And then out of the blue, there are a few people who not only win the game, but change the rules of the game and change history forever. I'm honored to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Ashneer Grover, founder, Bharat Pay and CrickPay. May we please have a big, big round of applause for him. Sir, the applause speaks for itself. Mr. Ashneer Grover is a renowned startup founder. He is the poster child of Indian startup ecosystem, credited with creation of 2 unicorns in India, valuation at more than 8,000 crores. Bharat Pay as a founder and Grofers as chief financial officer. Mr. Ashneer is a B.Tech from IIT Delhi and MBA from IIM Ahmedabad. Mr. Grover became a household name through Shark Tank India inaugural show in 2022 on Sony TV, wherein he was a shark investor investing in startups pitching on the show. He is credited in single-handedly making the show a stupendous success and making startup culture mainstream in India. At Bharat Pay, Mr. Ashneer made UPI QR codes popular among small shopkeepers by making acceptance through QR code free in 2018. Bharat Pay brought more than 1 crore small shopkeepers onto UPI, processing payments of rupees 1,60,000 crores annually and dispersed loans of more than 10,000 crores to shopkeepers. Mr. Grover is also credited with rescuing and resurrecting Punjab Maharashtra Cooperative Bank in 2021, returning 10,000 crores of deposits to more than 10 lakh small depositors. Mr. Ashneer's autobiography titled Doglapan has been trending as #1 bestseller for weeks. Mr. Grover is a youth icon and attracts thousands of students to listen to his sessions in colleges. At his next startup, called Third Unicorn Private Limited, he is using tech to make cricket in India more meritocratic and make health coverage mainstream by introducing zero premium health insurance for the first time anywhere in India and world. He's a man that needs no introduction, a genius, a creator, a youth icon, a man whose fan following has increased leaps and bounds after his appearance in Shark Tank India, a show that made the dream of becoming entrepreneur more real and achievable, is amongst us, and we cannot be more enthusiastic about it. A moment we were all waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, I request you again to put your hands together for the brilliant, the dynamic, the unapologetically honest Mr. Ashneer Grover. May I request Dr. Bhupendra Kumar Som, Director GIMS, to please escort Mr. Ashneer Grover, our guest, on the stage. May I now request Dr. Bhupendra Kumar Som, Director GIMS, to please welcome our guest with the Bhagavad Gita and shawl as a token of our gratitude and reverence of him being here. Over to you, sir. We have been waiting all day for this moment.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Welcome to the grand finale. Can I hear you out loud? The session you are witnessing today is now graced by a man who needs no introduction in contemporary times. He is the man of the hour. And I would recommend, again, like I recommended in the morning, students to take out their notepads and pens. So you just need to make sure that you take home something valuable from this session. In fact, I'm sure that entire session is going to be valuable. That is going to change your professional life. Ashneer, welcome once again. Let's jump straight into the question. Job creators versus job seekers. What do you think challenges and opportunities are there specifically in India?
आवाज़ आ रही पीछे वालों को आवाज़ आ रही है? ठीक है। एक तो मेरे को समझ नहीं आता, पहले आप बोलते हो मैन नीड्स नो इंट्रोडक्शन, फिर आधे घंटे की इंट्रोडक्शन होती है। तो नहीं, कई बार मेरे को भी लग रहा होता है मेरी बात कर रहे हैं, किसकी बात कर रहे हैं, मतलब कोई बहुत बड़ा आदमी लग रहा है मेरे को भी। नहीं यार, सी क्वेश्चन बहुत ही जेनरिक है, जॉब सीकर वर्सेस जॉब क्रिएटर, राइट। सिंपल सी कहानी है यार कि हिंदुस्तान में जो पढ़ा लिखा बंदा है वो सारे मिडिल क्लास हैं, ठीक है। और मिडिल क्लास फैमिली आपको बाय डेफिनेशन जॉब सीकर ही बना रही है, ठीक है। आपको कोई रिस्क लेने का एपेटाइट ही नहीं सिखा रही दिन में। अगर आप एक मिडिल क्लास फैमिली से हो, आपके पेरेंट शाम को 6 बजे 7 बजे 8 बजे जब भी घर आ रहे हैं, ठीक है, उसके बाद कोई काम की बात नहीं हो रही है। उनको ये कि ठीक है मेरा दफ्तर ख़त्म हो गया, मैं घर आके अब फैमिली को टाइम दूंगा, मैं काम की बात नहीं करने वाला, राइट। आपकी लाइफ में टेंशन क्या है कि यार आज कुछ स्विच खराब हो गया, कुछ अप्लायंस खराब हो गया, कहीं पानी लीक हो गया। दिस इज़ द लेवल ऑफ टेंशन यू आर डिस्कसिंग एट होम, राइट। आपको ये तो नहीं बोल रहे यार 10 करोड़ रुपए लगे हैं वहाँ पे, ये सॉल्व करना है, ठीक है। सो बाय डेफिनेशन जो मिडिल क्लास इंडिया है वो घर पे जॉब सीकर ही बन रहा है। दूसरा, एजुकेशन पे इतना ज़्यादा फोकस है और एजुकेशन महंगी भी हो रही है, देयर इज़ नो डिनाइंग। अब वो बोलेंगे यार प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूट में आके हमको ही गाली मत दे के जा। बट मेरा तो जो सच बोलना है वो बोलना है, ठीक है। मैंने IIT IIM से पढ़ाई की थी, उस टाइम पे IIT IIM 6 साल मिला के भी मैंने 4 लाख रुपए फीस दी होगी। मैं 2000 से लेके 2006 की बात कर रहा हूँ, ठीक। वो अलग बात है कि मेरे नेक्स्ट बैच में ही फीस ऑलमोस्ट 5 टाइम रिवाइज हो गई थी IIM में भी। बट एजुकेशन एक्सपेंसिव है, तो आप घर पे रिस्क लेना सीख ही नहीं रहे हो। दूसरा, आप एजुकेशन पे खर्च रहे हो और एजुकेशन एक्सपेंसिव है, तो आपको पहले लगता है यार पहले तो मैं वसूल लूँ एजुकेशन के पैसे। भाई एडिशनल इन्वेस्टमेंट हो गई ना, मैंने इन्वेस्टमेंट लगाई है, मैं पहले निकालता हूँ। तो आप बाय डेफिनेशन ही जॉब सीकर बनने वाले हो, ठीक है। सो जॉब क्रिएटर एक बहुत ही एक्सेप्शनल कैटेगरी है इंडिया में, और वो जॉब क्रिएटर फॉर्मल एजुकेशन सिस्टम से नहीं निकल रहे हैं, ये भी फैक्ट है। आपका जॉब क्रिएटर वो निकल रहा है जो बोल रहा है यार मेरे को तो 12वीं तक भी पढ़ाई करनी थी, किसी तरह मैं पास हो गया, मैं तो बैक बेंचर था, मैं तो नौकरी करके कमा नहीं सकता, मेरे को तो कोई बिजनेस करना है। जो बिजनेस करने जा रहा है वही जॉब क्रिएट कर रहा है, तो दैट इज वेयर वी आर स्टक। फॉर्मल एजुकेशन is making you more risk averse, is my view, right? And I've gone through the best of education system. मैं भी अगर कोई प्राइवेट कॉलेज में गया होता, या मैं अगर लेट्स से US चला गया तो पढ़ने, और मेरे को भी पता है यार मेरे 1 करोड़ रुपए लगे हैं, 1.5 करोड़ रुपए लगे हैं फीस में, मेरा भी नेचुरल इंक्लिनेशन ये होता है यार कि थोड़े साल US में ही काम करो, पहले पैसे कमा लो, एजुकेशन के पैसे वसूल लो वापस, फिर सोचेंगे लाइफ में क्या करना है, ठीक है। सो दैट्स वेयर वी आर in terms of job creation.
Okay, so as you mentioned that exactly this is where the mindset of the middle class families become like this. What can, let us suppose somebody comes from a middle class and he actually witnesses all this thing which you have just explained. What that person has to do in terms of thinking out of the box and thinking, okay, this is what I was witnessing from past some time, this is what is happening in my family. But how I need to break that taboo and move into the domain of doing business? Risk appetite, that is what I wanted to ask about.
यार रिस्क एपेटाइट इज आपको कॉन्फिडेंस होना चाहिए अपने में, ठीक है। मेरे को ये लगता है कि नॉर्मली ना लोगों में हिम्मत ही नहीं है कि तुम 6 महीने बैठ जाओ बिना कमाए। यार बिजनेस फैमिली वाला भी क्या करता है, उसकी हर महीने तनख्वाह तो नहीं आ रही होती, ठीक है, उसने बिजनेस में पैसे लगाए हैं। कई बार ये होता है साल में एक साथ बहुत सारे पैसे आ गए, कई बार ये होता है 3 साल तक कुछ नहीं हुआ, मार्केट भी खराब है, सब कुछ खराब है, आपके पैसे लगे ही जा रहे हैं, चौथे साल आपके एक साथ पैसे आए। बट उसको वो ड्रग नहीं है कि हर महीने मेरी सैलरी आनी चाहिए बैंक अकाउंट में, तभी मेरे को तसल्ली होएगी। तो मेरे को लगता है किसी को भी इससे ब्रेकआउट करना है ना, आपको सैलरी भूलनी पड़ेगी एंड थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस दिखाना पड़ेगा. मतलब अनफॉर्चुनेट बात यह है कि हर बंदे के लिए एक IIT IIM इज द पिनिकल ऑफ व्हाट यू कैन अचीव इन टर्म्स ऑफ एजुकेशन, राइट. बट मैं जितने अपने IIT IIM वाले बैचमेट्स को भी देखता हूँ ना, उनमें भी रिस्क एपेटाइट नहीं है. मतलब यार चलो तुम्हारे पास तो एक ब्रांड भी है बना बनाया, तुम्हारे पैसे भी कम लगे हैं एज अगेंस्ट अदर पीपल, ठीक है. और अगर IIT IIM का कोई ब्रांड है तो कोई पढ़ाई भी अच्छी करी होगी तुमने. ऐसे तो ब्रांड नहीं बन जाता कि यार हवा में ब्रांड है अंदर कुछ नहीं है. उसके बावजूद लोग ना रिस्क नहीं ले पा रहे, ठीक है. उनको ये लग रहा है नहीं यार मैं तो IIM से निकलूं, मेरी 1 करोड़ रुपए साल की नौकरी लग जाए, ठीक है भाई लग गई 1 करोड़ साल की, 3 साल बाद वो 2 की भी हो जाएगी, ठीक है. कब ऐसा पॉइंट आने वाला है जब तुम बोलोगे नहीं जी 2 करोड़ रुपए छोड़ के मैं बिजनेस करने वाला हूँ? कभी नहीं आने वाला, ठीक है. वो तो हर साल इन्फ्लेशन से बढ़ता रहेगा. आप अच्छा काम कर रहे हो तो इन्फ्लेशन से भी बेटर रेट पे बढ़ता रहेगा. तो आप कब छोड़ोगे, राइट. समवेयर मेरे को लगता है लोगों में कॉन्फिडेंस ही नहीं है कि एंड मेरा तो सिंपल मानना है यार कि काय का IIT IIM, अगर तुम में इतनी पढ़ाई करने के बाद ये कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आ रहा कि साला मैं भूखा नहीं मरूंगा नहीं कमाया यार. मतलब दूसरा चीज क्या है कि हिंदुस्तान में ना आपको ये सिखाया है गैप नहीं आ सकता. किसी के CV में अगर एक ब्लैक स्पॉट आ गया ना, ब्लैक स्पॉट इन द सेंस कि आप एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पा रहे हो किसी को कि आपने 6 महीने 12 महीने क्या किया था, तो वो शुरू से सिखाया हुआ है. आप इंजीनियरिंग में जाते हो ना, आपको बता दिया जाता है कि भाई देख गर्मियों की छुट्टियों में इंटर्नशिप कर लियो, ठीक है, और अगली जॉब नहीं लगी तो पिछली जॉब छोड़नी नहीं है. आप मेरे को बता दो ना हिंदुस्तान में कितने लोग हैं जो अगली जॉब लिए बिना पिछली जॉब छोड़ के बैठ सकते हैं? एक बंदा नहीं है. हर बंदा जब आगे वाला ऑफर लेटर देता है उस दिन आप अपना रेजिग्नेशन लेटर डाल के आते हो. किसी में हिम्मत है बोल दे कि मैंने तो रिजाइन कर दिया भाई, मेरे को नहीं करनी थी, मेरे को कहीं और जाना है, ढूंढ लूंगा, है मेरे में दम, ठीक है ही नहीं. क्योंकि सामने भी जब जाओगे उस सामने वाला बंदा पूछेगा अच्छा पता नहीं इसको क्या हुआ, पिछली वाली नौकरी अगली नौकरी ढूंढे बिना क्यों छोड़ दी इसने. तो समवेयर आपको ना अपनी एजुकेशन अपनी कैपेबिलिटी पे कॉन्फिडेंस होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, अदरवाइज नहीं होने वाला है.
Understood. Valid point. Now, let us suppose some students take that risk and they actually decide to go for the startup and they probably design an entire idea and everything. The next thing they actually look for the investors. So what exactly the investors look forward in terms of pitch, in terms of choosing the legal structure of the company, and probably in terms of looking into that how this person is going to build this startup as a brand. So what are the investors actually look forward if some student takes the risk, goes, tries to pitch?
यार देखो इन्वेस्टर को ना हमने बहुत ही सुपर स्मार्ट बंदा बनाया हुआ है. सिंपल उसूल है, जिसके पास पैसा है वो दिमाग क्यों लगाएगा, ठीक है. मतलब उस एंड तो पहले तो ये हवा निकालो कि इन्वेस्टर है क्या, उसको क्या चाहिए, ठीक है. हर इन्वेस्टर को वही चाहिए जो एक बनिया लाला को चाहिए होता है कि भाई मैं इतने पैसे लगाऊंगा, मेरे को कितने मिलेंगे. जस्ट बिकॉज कोई टेक इन्वेस्टर है, ठीक है, और वो हार्वर्ड से पढ़ा हुआ है, उसने बैंक में काम किया है या वो पहले इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकर था, डजेंट मीन कि मतलब वो पैसे के बच्चे पैदा हो जाएंगे. वो पैसा लगाना है और ज़्यादा पैसा कमाना है और उसको ये देखना है हाँ ठीक है मेरा जो रिटर्न आ रहा है एनुअल वो मार्केट से कितना ज़्यादा आ रहा है, और जितना ज़्यादा रिटर्न है उसके प्रोपोर्शन में मैं रिस्क सही ले रहा हूँ या नहीं ले रहा हूँ, बस. और कोई गेम ही नहीं है. इन्वेस्टर की चौथी कोई गेम ही नहीं होती, ठीक है. मेरा व्यू ये है कि आपने जो पिछले 10 साल में देखा इंडिया में वो एक्सेप्शनल सिनेरियो था कि वेला पैसा था, लिटरली वेला पैसा था. पिछले 3 साल 2018 से लेके 21 तक इतना पैसा आया स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम में कि उससे उतना ज़्यादा पैसा हमने कभी नहीं देखा उसके पहले, ठीक है। अनफॉर्चुनेटली, एंड वो बिजनेस इज ऑल अबाउट टाइमिंग, फ्रॉम अ टाइमिंग परस्पेक्टिव दैट मनी हैज ड्राइड अप। वो 2022 में ही खत्म हो गया था और अब 2023 में तो सभी बोल रहे हैं कि वो पैसा खत्म हो चुका है, ठीक है। सो माय रिकमेंडेशन इज डोंट बिल्ड अ बिजनेस एज्यूमिंग इन्वेस्टर खड़ा होगा, ठीक है, क्योंकि वो इन्वेस्टर नहीं खड़ा है। अब मैं आपको फैक्ट्स बताता हूँ, डेटा। पिछले 7 महीने में एक यूनिकॉर्न नहीं बनी है इंडिया में। 2023 जब से शुरू हुआ है, 30 जून हो गई, 6 महीने पूरे हो गए, एक कंपनी, एक स्टार्टअप यूनिकॉर्न नहीं बनी। यूनिकॉर्न मतलब किसी की तो नया राउंड हुआ हो कि वैल्यूएशन $1 बिलियन के ऊपर चली गई, विच टेल्स यू कि पैसे ही नहीं है यार। वही अगर आप 2021 में देखो, 40-50 कंपनी यूनिकॉर्न बन गई थी, मतलब हर महीने 4 कंपनी यूनिकॉर्न बनती थी। अब वो हो गया 0 पे, ठीक है। सो एंड आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट्स अ बैड थिंग। सी, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, पैसा हमेशा ऐसे ही आता है, वो ब्लॉक्स में आता है, ठीक है। एकदम से यहाँ पे ग्रेटर नोएडा वाली रोड है, वहाँ पे पहले एक भी बिल्डिंग नहीं थी, फिर एक साथ 1000 बिल्डिंग बांध दी, ठीक है। वो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ऐसे ही आता है। दैट्स हाउ सप्लाई एंड डिमांड इज। वो डिमांड जब भी आती है, सप्लाई ग्रैनुलर नहीं होती कि हाँ एक यूनिट बढ़ रहा है। वो एकदम करके 4 साल बाद पूरी की पूरी सप्लाई आ जाती है। स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम में भी ऐसे हुआ है। जो इन्वेस्टर्स आए वो 3 साल में बहुत सारा बड़ा ब्लॉक पैसा लेके आ गए। अब फॉर गुड और फॉर बैड वो 2 साल 3 साल नहीं आने वाले। सो डोंट बिल्ड योर बिजनेस डिपेंडेंट ऑन फ्री मनी और फ्री लिक्विडिटी, राइट। देयर आर इनफ बिजनेसेस हु हैव बीन बिल्ट जिन्होंने एक पैसा नहीं उठाया। देयर इज जीरो था, देयर इज ईज माई ट्रिप, ऐसे बहुत सारे हैं जिन्होंने एक पैसा नहीं उठाया। प्रोडक्ट में दम था, पेशेंस थी लड़कों में, 10 साल लगे उनको बनाने में, ठीक है, 3-4 साल में नहीं बनाया, बट पैसा उठाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी। एंड नाउ दे आर मेकिंग प्रॉफिट्स ऑफ 2000-3000 करोड़ अ ईयर यार, विच इज नॉट अ स्मॉल नंबर। सो आई वुड रिकमेंड कि इन्वेस्टर के पीछे भागने वाली गेम मत करो, क्योंकि उसके पास खुद ही पैसा नहीं है देने को तो डिसअपॉइंटमेंट ही होने वाली है। दूसरा, डोंट थिंक ऑफ दीज इन्वेस्टर्स एज सुपर स्मार्ट, दे आर नॉट, they just have money, that's it.
Thank you, Ashneer. So the questions which students want to ask, the volunteers are there, you can give the slips to him. Move to the next question. So Ashneer, let us suppose a student actually takes all the things and he starts and following what you have just mentioned, and he works hard. Now I was just going through a report which was published by ET in March. And they say that 20% of startups are able to survive for more than 5 years, and only 8% manage to survive beyond 10 years. So what could be the concrete causes of these failures, in fact, and how sustainability can be ensured?
नहीं यार, आपको सारों को सर्वाइव क्यों कराना है मतलब बेसिक assumption ये है ना कि अगर सब सर्वाइव कर गए तो वो बेटर आउटकम है। इट्स नेवर द केस। इफ यू लुक एट चाइना, चाइना हैड इनफैक्ट इवन टुडे हैड अ वेरी सॉलिड स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम। चाइना में क्या होता था कि अगर एक कंपनी बड़ी हो रही है और सेम स्पेस में दूसरी कंपनी है, उनका मर्जर हो जाता था, ठीक है, फिर मर्ज होके एक बड़ी कंपनी बन गई, फिर ऐसे एक बड़ी कंपनी दूसरी कंपनी होके वैसे करके कंसोलिडेशन होता है, ठीक है। अब इंडिया में भी क्या है कि बहुत सारी स्पेसेस में तो कंसोलिडेशन हो ही रखा है। अब आप फूड डिलीवरी देख लो, देयर इज जोमेटो, देयर इज स्विगी, ठीक। आप ई कॉमर्स देख लो, देयर इज फ्लिपकार्ट एंड देयर इज अमेजोन, एंड उसके बाद बिल्कुल ही लॉन्ग टेल है जिसका कोई मतलब नहीं है, ठीक है। तो बाय डेफिनेशन जो टेक बिजनेसेस हैं, दे आर स्लाइटली मोनोपोलिस्टिक और ड्यूओपोलिस्टिक इन नेचर, कि बड़ा बंदा ही सरवाइव करता है। अब जब बड़ा बंदा ही सरवाइव करेगा और 1000 बंदे इकट्ठे कूदे थे, तो बाकी तो बाय डेफिनेशन मरेंगे ही ना। मतलब ऑप्शन क्या उनके पास, ठीक है. एंड टू मी दैट इज़ नॉट अनहेल्दी, बिकॉज 1000 लोग एक चीज़ में कूदे, उन्होंने आपस में कंपटीशन करा, स्टिफ कंपटीशन था, तो जो 2 बंदे आगे निकल के आएंगे, दे वर बेटर देन ऑल दोज 998 पीपल जिनको उन्होंने ख़त्म कर दिया, ठीक है. एंड सो वी शुड बी वेरी वेरी क्लियर. इनफैक्ट दिस नंबर मेरे को तो लगता है थोड़ा इन्फ्लेटेड नंबर ही है. 10 साल सर्वाइव करने वाली 8% कंपनियां भी अगर हैं तो इट्स अ वेरी इन्फ्लेटेड नंबर. माई एक्सपेक्टेशन वॉज 2%. ठीक है. द की थिंग इज कि वी डू नॉट टर्म जो लोग मर गए या जो लोग आगे नहीं बढ़ा पाए कंपनी एज फेलियर, बिकॉज वो बाय डेफिनेशन बिजनेस ही वो है यार. जब कोई वीसी भी पैसा लगाता है, वो उसको भी पता है यार मैं 100 जगह पैसे लगा रहा हूँ, 10 जगह बनने, 90 बंद ही होंगी, ठीक है. बट वो अपने आप को ये तो नहीं बोल रहा ना कि तू 90 जगह पैसा क्यों लगा रहा है. फिर भाई उसको पता कैसे लगेगा कौन से 10 वो हैं जो आगे निकलने वाले हैं. उसको 100 जगह पैसे लगाएगा तब पता लगेगा कि 10 ही आगे निकलने हैं. सो इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट फॉर अ मेच्योर इकोसिस्टम आप उनको फेलियर मत बोलो, बिकॉज बाय डेफिनेशन वो ही होना था.
So that means if let us suppose somebody started a company and perhaps he's not doing good in the sphere and he can foresee it that I may close down in 3 years down the line. So it is better to go for a merger or probably a collaborative business or something of that sort.
यार वो अनफॉर्चुनेट पार्ट है, हिंदुस्तान में मर्जर ही नहीं होता. ठीक है. या सी बाकी कंट्रीज में ना लोग अपनी ईगो मार लेते हैं, सेइंग कि ठीक है यार मेरा 10 का धंधा है, तेरा 10 का धंधा है, दोनों जोड़ लेते हैं, 25 का धंधा बन जाएगा. तू 12 रख लियो या मैं 12 रख लूँगा, तू 13 रख लियो, ठीक है. हिंदुस्तान में वो सब आपस में ही लड़ते रहेंगे, नहीं जी मेरा 20 का धंधा है, तेरा 0 है, ठीक है. तो कोलैबोरेशन होना ही नहीं है. अब मैं आपको बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ बताता हूँ. जब मैं ग्रोफर्स चला रहा था तो फाउंडर था अलबिंदर, वो मेरा बैचमेट था आईआईटी का. तो ना एक स्टेज आई जब हमको लगा कि हमको मर्जर करना चाहिए एक बड़ी कंपनी के साथ. तो हम सबसे बात करते थे. तो उसमें एक बहुत बड़ी कंपनी थी, मैं नाम नहीं ले रहा अभी, बट आप समझ जाओगे. उस कंपनी का जो फाउंडर था वो भी आईआईटी दिल्ली का था, सेम बैच. सो मैं आईआईटी दिल्ली सेम बैच, अलबिंदर जो फाउंडर है ग्रोफर्स का वो भी सेम बैच. हम दोनों यहाँ पे बात कर रहे हैं और वहाँ पे दोनों फाउंडर हैं वो भी हमारे बैच के ही हैं दोनों, और उनको भी पता है हम मर्जर के लिए बात करने आ रहे हैं. भाई साहब वो मिलते ही नहीं थे. आपको लगता है ना आईटी वालों में बड़ा भाईचारा होगा, ये एक दूसरे को आगे बढ़ाते हैं, वो ऐसे पीछे खींचते हैं, आपको समझ ही नहीं आएगा, ठीक है. वो मिलते ही नहीं थे. तो हमने बड़ा तिगड़म लगाया, कभी इन्वेस्टर के थ्रू कहलवाया, कुछ करा, कोई घास नहीं डाली उन्होंने. फिर एक दिन अलविंदर बैठा कह रहा मेरे को बोल रहा यार मेरे को समझ आ गया पंगा क्या है. मैंने बोला बता क्या पंगा है. कहता यार एक दिन ना हम बास्केटबॉल खेल रहे थे आईआईटी में, और ये जो दूसरा फाउंडर है ना सामने खड़ा था, और मैंने इसको ऐसा बोल दिया था कि अबे भैंसे हिल ले. मैं कुछ झूठ नहीं बोल रहा, ये मतलब सच्ची कहानी है. और अलबिंदर को लग रहा है कि ये उस बात की खुंदक लेके बैठा है इसलिए साला मर्जर नहीं कर रहा. तो हिंदुस्तान में मर्जर होना है मर्जर इज अ कल्चरल थिंग. You need to have maturity of next level, right? If you continue to be control freaks, right? या आपको दुख ही नहीं हो रहा यार कि चल ठीक है मैं मर्ज हो जाऊंगा, there is a probability मैं 10 रुपए की वैल्यू बचा के जाऊंगा एज अगेंस्ट कि मेरी वैल्यू 0 हो जाएगी. जब तक आपको वो दर्द ही नहीं है और वो रियलाइजेशन ही नहीं है और एबिलिटी टू वर्क विद द अदर पर्सन नहीं है, तो कहाँ से मर्जर होने वाले हैं.
So do you foresee this maturity in the businesses coming up, or not for probably next couple of decades or so in India?
Maturity of what?
Maturity of doing the mergers. Do you think this will come?
हाँ आ जाएगी यार, मतलब लाइक मरता क्या ना करता वाली बात है. जब लोगों को धक्के लगेंगे, थोड़े पैसे डूबेंगे, थोड़ा पीछे इन्वेस्टर का प्रेशर आएगा तो पीपल विल रियलाइज कि यार बिटवीन डाइंग एंड becoming part of something bigger, maybe becoming part of something bigger is better.
These particular students are sitting as management graduates. So a lot of them, in fact, a large chunk of them come from non-technical backgrounds. So some of them come from the commerce backgrounds, arts background, science background. And a lot of them dream to become an entrepreneur. In fact, in the morning I was interacting with a new student. He was saying, I want to become an entrepreneur and I want to take my father's business to next level. My just one single input is required, that if these students or somebody who doesn't have a very sound technical background in this technologically driven world, how easy or difficult for him to build a startup and survive it?
Yeah, see, technical background नहीं चाहिए आपका. At the core, you should be a solid person. ठीक है. अब मैं सिंपल बोलता हूँ, मेरे को कोडिंग नहीं आती. I cannot code a single line. I'm very clear. But doesn't mean कि मेरे को टेक प्रोडक्ट बनाना नहीं आता. ठीक है. हाँ, मैं कंप्यूटर के सामने खुद बैठ के कोडिंग नहीं कर रहा. बट मेरे को ये पता है कि प्रोडक्ट बनाने के लिए कौन सा कोडर चाहिए, कितने बंदे चाहिए, कितने पैसे लगने चाहिए. ठीक है. कौन मेरे को बेवकूफ़ बना रहा है, कौन सही काम कर रहा है. ठीक है. और एक्चुअल कंज्यूमर के हाथ में प्रोडक्ट क्या आना चाहिए वो मेरे को समझ है. तो you know, if that was the criteria कि you can only be a founder if you are a super smart coder, right? Then you look at all the founders and look at how many of them actually are doing coding themselves or have ever done coding in their life, and you'll get the answer. मेरे को नहीं लगता वो है. Of course, जितना आपको technical knowledge है, right? उतनी आपकी पकड़ अपने बिजनेस पे स्ट्रांग रहेगी. बट इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि सिर्फ कोडर ही फाउंडर बन सकते हैं. दैट इज नॉट ट्रू एट ऑल.
Okay. So the fundamental sense of business and the product is more necessary.
Absolutely.
Okay. So my last question before we take the students' question here is, so if these management graduates who are sitting here and a lot of them are aspiring to build a startup and become an entrepreneur, and so many of them also dream about expanding, like I said before, their father's business. So what are 2-3 basic tips? One is the confidence which came out from your first talk, that they should have the confidence, they should have the ability to take the risk, and there is no necessity, they should understand the fundamentals of business. Are there any other fundamental tips which you want to give to the students?
Yeah, see, एक चीज़ ये है कि आप एक चीज़ समझ के चलो, इंडियन बिजनेसेस आर ऑल फैमिली बिजनेसेस. ठीक है. जो वो एक कॉन्सेप्ट होता है ना, प्रोफेशनल रन कंपनीज, ये बहुत ही अमेरिकन और वेस्टर्न कॉन्सेप्ट है कि भाई शेयर होल्डर अलग है और जो दुकान चला रहा है वो अलग बंदा है. प्रोफेशनल सीईओ है, उसको सैलरी मिलती है, कुछ शेयर मिलते हैं और वो चला रहा है. और इन्वेस्टर कौन है, एक्चुअल होल्ड कौन करता है, वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है. 5% 20 फंड ओन करते हैं, तब भी काम चल रहा है. वो अमेरिका में चलता है. ठीक है. इंडिया में ऑल बिग बिजनेसेस आर फैमिली ओन्ड. आप मेरे को बता दो ना कि एक आईटीसी को छोड़ के और एक लार्सन एंड टुब्रो को छोड़ के, who can you call a truly professional run company? The 70%, 50%, in the case of startups, a 5% shareholder who started the company, who owns the maximum amount of shares individually, is also the guy who's running the company. So there is no difference between management and shareholding in India. Now the question is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Right? वो तो यार मार्केट डिसाइड करेगी ना. सी, एंड ऑफ द डे कंज्यूमर को प्रोडक्ट से लेना देना है. उसको घंटा फर्क पड़ रहा है अमेरिकन कंपनी है, लाला जी है, बनिया है, मारवाड़ी है, किसने बनाई, मेरे को क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है यार. मेरे को वैल्यू निकालनी है. मेरे हाथ में जो प्रोडक्ट आया है, अगर मैं 10 रुपए की कोक पी रहा हूँ, मेरे लिए वो 10 रुपए की कोक की वैल्यू है या नहीं है. अब वो कोक की आप पेप्सी की बॉटलिंग जयपुरिया ने करी या किसी और ने करी, मेरे को क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है. सो माई व्यू इज इन इंडिया द families continue to own businesses and we are no one to pass a judgment on that कि ये अच्छा है बुरा है. बस मार्केट ने जजमेंट पास कर दी है अगर फैमिली ओन्ड बिजनेसेस की प्रोडक्ट चल रहे हैं मार्केट में, तो मार्केट ने ऑलरेडी जजमेंट पास कर दी है कि फैमिली के साथ बिजनेस करने में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है.
Okay.
बट द थिंग इज, जो नई जनरेशन है, सी जनरेशन गैप बहुत हो गया है. किसी को अपने बाप के गले पे नहीं बैठना है, फैक्ट है. ठीक है, माई डैड वॉज अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, मेरे को कभी सीए नहीं बनना था. ठीक है, एंड ऐसा नहीं था कि मेरे डैड के साथ बननी थी. आई लव माई फादर, राइट, बट ये काम नहीं कर सकते इकट्ठे. ठीक है, इज्जत अपनी तरफ है, प्यार अपनी तरफ है, वो काम नहीं करना है. ठीक है, बिजनेस फैमिलीज में भी वही है. आधे लोग ना बोल देंगे कि यार फैमिली बिजनेस में नहीं बैठना, बहुत सारे लोग इन्वॉल्व हैं. ठीक है, या फैमिली जैसे बिजनेस चलाती है, मेरे को मजा नहीं आता, राइट. बट घूम फिर के उनको रियलाइजेशन भी होती है साला पैसा भी यहीं पे ज्यादा है. तो कोई चला जाएगा किसी और की कंपनी में काम करने, कोई चला जाएगा यूएस एमबीए करने, 2-4 साल काम कराएगा, फिर घूम फिर के आएगा वहीं पे. ठीक है, तो मेरे को ये लगता है यार इतना डिस्काउंट मत करो व्हाट योर पेरेंट्स हैव बिल्ड, राइट. एंड वैल्यू ये करो यार कि प्रॉफिटेबल बिजनेसेस बनाए हैं पेरेंट्स ने. इफ यू हैव इट इन यू, टेक इट टू द नेक्स्ट लेवल. नो, एंड उसमें कोई शर्म की भी बात नहीं है. सी सम पीपल फील कि यार ये मेरे फादर का बिजनेस है, मैं कुछ भी कर लूँ इट विल ऑलवेज बी नोन लाइक कि मेरे फादर ने बनाया था, तो मैं खुद का कुछ अलग बनाता हूँ. भाई उसमें भी वैल्यू डिस्ट्रक्शन हो सकती है ना. हो सकता है व्हाट योर डैड बिल्ड, यू कैन टेक इट 10 steps ahead, बट इफ यू अगेन स्टार्ट फ्रॉम स्क्रैच, ठीक है, प्रूव किसको करना है? एंड ऑफ द डे कौन ज्यादा पैसा कमा के गया इज द मेजर ऑफ सक्सेस. तुमने स्क्रैच से क्या बनाया, क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है?
Wonderful, wonderful. A big round of applause. Now we'll take few students' questions. So, students with the question, you can raise your hand loud and the mic will reach you. You can raise your hand loud. So, you have a question? Yes.
Hi, sir. So, what's your mantra for life, for jobs and startups?
Iterate your name, beta.
सौरभ भट्टाचार्य.
भाई ये मेरे को एक बात बता दे, मैं कोई बाबा तो हूँ नहीं.
राइट सर.
कि भाई मैं मंत्र पढ़ूंगा और तेरी जिंदगी सफल हो जाएगी. कोई मंत्र नहीं है यार. मेरे को एक काम करो और काम करो ढंग से, और क्या. तो मैं ये बाबे वाले आंसर नहीं आंसर करता.
लाइक फॉर व्हेन देयर इज अ प्रेशर इन एनी सिचुएशन, व्हाट लाइक योर डिसीजन मेकिंग स्ट्रेटजी?
अबे डिसीजन मेकिंग स्ट्रैटेजी क्या होता है? इतनी अंग्रेजी नहीं आती भाई मेरे को. यार तुम एक बात समझो, कोई फिलोसफिकल आंसर नहीं है मेरे पास. मैं धंधे वाला बंदा हूँ. ठीक है, मैं कोई हिमालय में नहीं गया था जहाँ पे मेरे को मोक्ष प्राप्त हो गया और मैं तुम्हारे को प्लेन्स में आके वो मोक्ष डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दूंगा.
Yes. Anyone else? Yes, please. There. Start with your name.
My name is Alisha Irfan. So my question to you is, what is more important, like money or job satisfaction?
मतलब बिना मनी की जॉब सेटिस्फेक्शन के अचार डालना है? यार मेरे पास बहुत अच्छी जॉब सेटिस्फेक्शन है. टमाटर 400 रुपये किलो मिल रहा है. हाउ डू आई बार्गेन सेइंग कि तू मेरी जॉब सेटिस्फेक्शन ले ले, मेरे को 1 किलो टमाटर दे दे.
Yes. Anyone else? Yes, please.
हेलो सर, माय नेम अभिषेक प्रताप सिंह. सर, सक्सेसफुल क्या है? मतलब कैसे हो सकता है इंसान सक्सेसफुल? मतलब अपने आप को समझ सकता है वहाँ पे कैसे?
Definition of being successful.
नहीं समझा नहीं.
सर सक्सेस क्या होता है? मतलब इंसान अपने आप को कहाँ सक्सेस देख सकता है?
The when he can realize that I am successful now?
कि तुम साले मैनेजमेंट पढ़ने आए हो या फिलोसफी पढ़ने आए हो? मतलब तू मेरे को सवाल पूछता कि यार मैं इस कॉलेज से निकलूंगा, अगर मेरी 20 लाख की नौकरी लगे तो मेरे को क्या लगना चाहिए, अच्छा लगना चाहिए, बुरा लगना चाहिए, ठीक है? तो मैं फिर भी जवाब दे दूं। तुम तो क्वेश्चन ही फिलोसफी वाले पूछते हो। सक्सेस क्या है? मतलब मैं कोई जावेद अख्तर हूँ क्या? मतलब मैं पोएम लिखूंगा सक्सेस पे? मेरे को नहीं पता है।
We'll take one more question.
नहीं पूछने दो यार।
Yeah, okay.
इवेंचुअली एक अच्छा क्वेश्चन आएगा, आप विश्वास रखो।
Good evening, sir. Here, sir, this side.
Yeah, please stand up.
Hello, sir. My name is.
एक second. He was asking first.
Yes. Sir, first of all, it's an absolute honor for us to have you all among us. Sir, like you mentioned that the reason is because Indians lack the ability to take risk. So I want to ask you, what was that one turning point in your life where you decided कि नहीं मुझे कुछ अलग करना है and I don't know, I want to do something beyond a 9 to 5 job?
Yeah, it's a good question. See, मेरे लिए आजकल ना लोगों को क्या लगता है कि तुम 21-22 साल के हो गए और तुम्हारे नाम के आगे फाउंडर नहीं लगा तो तुम्हारी ज़िंदगी ख़राब हो गई है, ठीक? दैट इज़ अ जनरल व्यू। मतलब यहाँ पे 18 साल के बच्चों को भी लग रहा है कि ज़िंदगी ख़त्म हो चुकी है, मैं क्या करूँ? क्योंकि कोई तो 18 साल का बच्चा बिलियनर बन गया कहीं पे, ठीक है? मैंने 9 साल जॉब करी है एंड आई लव्ड इट। सी, आई एम नॉट एंटी जॉब इन दैट सेंस। जब मैंने 7 साल कोटक इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग में काम किया, 2 साल एमेक्स में काम किया, बहुत मज़ा आता था, राइट? यू नो, टू हर पॉइंट पैसा भी था और जॉब सेटिस्फेक्शन भी थी, दोनों थी, ठीक है? बट आफ्टर 9 years, राइट, जब मेरा दोस्त ग्रोफर्स चालू कर रहा था तो तब मेरे को लगा यार कि यार ये तो साला मेरा बैचमेट ही है, ठीक है? अब मज़े की बात, मैं डिपार्टमेंटल रैंक 2 था, सबके सब लड़के मेरे नोट्स पढ़ के पास हुए हैं, ठीक है? सबकी प्रॉक्सी अटेंडेंस मैंने लगाई है। तो मेरे को लगने लग गया यार इससे ज़्यादा पढ़ाई भी मैंने करी, समवेयर तो मैं स्मार्टर होना चाहिए ना, अगर पढ़ाई इज इक्वल टू स्मार्टनेस होती नहीं है बट अगर दैट इज द बैरोमीटर तो कहीं से देयर इज आई एम स्मार्टर। बट दिस गाय हैज ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड अ कंपनी, उसने $10 million रेज भी कर ली है, ठीक है? और मैं अभी भी नौकरी कर रहा हूँ। तो मेरे को ना हर बंदे को अपने बैचमेट खटकता है, मैं बता रहा हूँ। कुछ नहीं फर्क पड़ रहा तुम्हारे पिछले बैच वाले ने क्या करा, कुछ नहीं फर्क पड़ रहा तुम्हारा अगले बैच वाले ने क्या फोड़ दिया, तुम्हारा कोई वो पैरामीटर ही नहीं है। जब तुम्हारा डॉम मेट या बैचमेट या क्लासमेट फोड़ेगा ना, तब तुमको लगता है साला मैंने क्या किया, ठीक है? सो फॉर मी दैट वाज द मोमेंट सेइंग कि यार अलबिंदर ने ग्रोफर्स बना ली, साला मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? नाउ दैट्स व्हेन आई डिसाइडेड कि यार हो गया बहुत। आई टुक अ 50% कट इन माई सैलरी व्हेन आई जॉइंड ग्रोफर्स। आज की डेट में नहीं होता, पिछले 3 साल में तो स्टार्टअप ज्वाइन करने पे और पैसे मिलते थे कॉर्पोरेट जॉब से ज़्यादा पैसे स्टार्टअप में मिल रहे थे पिछले 3 साल। इन 2015 व्हेन आई जॉइंड अलबिंदर, आई सेड कि यार देख मैं X अमाउंट ले रहा हूँ एमेक्स में, मैं X डिवाइड बाय 2 पे आ जाऊँगा तेरे साथ काम करने, ठीक है? बिकॉज मेरे को ये था कि इसने दीपिंदर गोयल के साथ काम किया जिसने जोमेटो बनाई थी, तो इसने सीख लिया कि क्या बनाना है, इसने ग्रोफर्स बना ली। अगर मैं इसके साथ काम करूँगा तो मैं सीख लूँगा, ठीक है? तो एक कहीं तो रीस थी कि साला ये कैसे आगे निकल गया, ठीक है? बट साथ में एक वो एक्सेप्टेंस भी थी, ठीक है निकल गया है ना, चल इसके साथ ही इसकी गेम सीखता हूँ, इसको पीछे करता हूँ फिर, ठीक है? सो दैट्स हाउ आई एंडेड अप टेकिंग दैट रिस्क।
Thank you so much, sir. Your journey has been indeed very inspirational.
Hello, sir. My name is Falguni Verma, and my question is there any future of cloud-based apps?
होता क्या है क्लाउड बेस्ड ऐप्स?
So cloud based is like just like Snapchats and Google backups and all.
नहीं यार, एक तो MBA ना में तुमको बहुत जार्गन सिखाया जाएगा, ठीक है, वो क्लास रूम तक रखना, उसके बाद फेंक देना, ठीक है, कोई स्मार्टनेस नहीं है जार्गन यूज़ करने में। मेरे को नहीं पता क्लाउड बेस्ड ऐप्स क्या होती है, मेरे को जानना भी नहीं है, ठीक है, लिटरली मतलब एंड मेरे को कोई शर्म भी नहीं है, ठीक है। यू विल कम आउट मच स्मार्टर इफ़ यू से कि मेरे को नहीं पता क्या बात हो रही है, रादर देन सेइंग कि हाँ चलो यार कुछ ऊपर सुपरफिशियल बातें कर लेते हैं, कुछ ये 15-20 जार्गन ढूंढ लेते हैं एंड वी विल लुक स्मार्टर अमंग अदर पीपल, राइट। सो आई डोंट नो व्हाट इट इज़, आई डोंट वांट टू नो, या ऐप इज़ द फ्यूचर ऑफ एवरीथिंग, दैट आई एम वेरी क्लियर अबाउट।
हेलो सर, मेरा नाम आयुष गुप्ता है और मेरा आपसे ये क्वेश्चन है, IIM की लाइफ कैसी होती है अदर प्राइवेट कॉलेज से?
भाई उसके लिए मेरे को प्राइवेट कॉलेज जाना पड़ता है ना।
बट सर मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि IIMs की लाइफ कैसी होती है?
यार देख, मैं सिर्फ IIM की लाइफ को IIT की लाइफ से कंपेयर कर सकता हूँ, ठीक है, तो हर बंदा एक ही लाइफ जिएगा ना। ऐसा तो नहीं था जी मैं 3 महीने प्राइवेट कॉलेज जाऊँगा, फिर 3 महीने IIM जाऊँगा, फिर 3 महीने हार्वर्ड जाऊँगा, फिर एक थीसिस लिखूँगा डिफरेंस बिटवीन 3, राइट। I just went to IIM and IITs, right? My view is IITs have much smarter people. That's my view, right? Now people will debate it, people will say ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है, but in general मैंने देखा IIT वाले बंदे intellect wise ज़्यादा smarter थे। IIM वाले बंदों का ना एक ही, एटलीस्ट मेरे बैच में एक ही ऑब्जेक्टिव था लाइफ में कि डे 0 जॉब लग जाए कुछ भी करके, ठीक है, और उस करके वो अपने बैचमेट्स का गला काटने तक तैयार थे, ठीक है। सो जो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, आरजी गिरी होती है, आरजी मतलब रिलेटिव ग्रेडिंग होती है ना, तो वो आरजी गिरी बोलते थे हम इसको, बहुत ज़्यादा थी IIM में। मतलब आपका कोई दोस्त था ही नहीं, अगर आप मान के चल रहे हो ना आपका बैचमेट दोस्त है, कोई जेन्युइन दोस्ती नहीं थी IIM में, IITs में थी, ठीक है। तो दैट्स माई व्यू, बिकॉज इन जनरल जब बंदा पोस्ट ग्रेड कर रहा होता है और MBA कर रहा होता है, उसका ऑब्जेक्टिव होता है यार मेरी बेस्ट जॉब लगनी चाहिए, एंड एवरीवन एल्स इन द बैचमेट अमंग बैच इज द कॉम्पिटिटर, तो कहीं ना कहीं वो डे 0 जॉब की ना रेस में लगा रहोगे तुम, एंड यू विल नॉट एंजॉय द होल प्रोसेस एज मच। जब तुम अंडर ग्रेड कर रहे हो तो तुम हर बंदे को पता होता है मैंने कुछ तो और करना है, मतलब मैं या तो मास्टर्स करूँगा या मैं डायरेक्टली जॉब कर लूँगा फिर देखेंगे क्या करना है, या मैं MBA कर लूँगा। सो हर एक के मल्टीपल पाथ्स हैं, सो दूसरे के पाथ को देख के आपको दुख नहीं होता इतना।
Yes. Is my voice clear? Yeah. Sir, what do you think कि भारत पे के फॉलआउट्स क्या थे, मतलब रीजंस क्या थे उसके फॉलआउट होने के? आप समझते हैं कि कोविड-19 की वजह से उसका फॉलआउट हुआ, या फिर आपके उसमें टेक्निकल ग्लिचेस थे, या फिर ऐसे रूल्स नहीं बनाए गए थे जिससे लोन का रीपेमेंट हो सके?
नहीं, देखो भारत पे का फॉलआउट का बिजनेस से कोई लेना देना नहीं है, ठीक है। आई वॉज रनिंग द कंपनी, मेरे इन्वेस्टर और मेरी अनबन हो गई, आई ओन्ड 8% ऑफ द कंपनी, 8.4%, एंड आई केम आउट, ठीक है। नाउ होता क्या है यार कि कई बार ना अनइंटेंशनली आप उभर के आ जाओगे एंड आप कब को एक्सपेक्ट भी नहीं कर रहा। मैं आपको मेरा केस बताता हूँ। 2018 में जब मैंने बिजनेस शुरू किया था भारत पे, इन्वेस्टर्स को लगता था, इन जनरल, मेरे इन्वेस्टर्स को नहीं, जो भी इन्वेस्टर्स से मैं बात करता था मेरे को बोलते थे तू साले 3 महीने में मर जाएगा, ठीक है। एंड मैं बोलता था क्यों? बोलते थे कि साला पेटीएम वाला पागल है, 10 साल से QR लगा रहा है, और दुकान वाला तेरा QR क्यों लगाएगा, मेरे को बता दे। और पेटीएम वाले के पास $3 बिलियन है कैश, और हम अपना पैसा तेरे पे लगा के क्यों बर्बाद करें, बिकॉज पेटीएम तो तेरे को खा जाएगा। एंड मेरा व्यू सिंपल था कि देखो UPI आया है, UPI आने का मतलब क्या है कि मैं QR ऑफर कर सकता हूँ दुकानदार को 0 प्राइसिंग पे, सेइंग कस्टमर 2000 रुपये देगा, दुकानदार को 2000 रुपये ही मिलेंगे बैंक अकाउंट में, उससे पहले क्या हो रहा था, कस्टमर 2,000 रुपये देता था, 2% कट जाता था, तो दुकानदार को 1,960 रुपये मिलते थे, ठीक है। तो हर दुकानदार बोलता था जी QR मत करो, कैश दे दो। भाई 40 रुपये सिर्फ ये बात करने के, अगर मैं 40 रुपये एक्स्ट्रा कमा सकता हूँ मैं बोलूँगा ना। सो व्हाट डिड आई डू, आई मेड UPI एक्सेप्टेंस फ्री इन द कंट्री, राइट। एंड उसकी वजह से मेरे QR इतने आगे निकल गए कि 15 महीने में मैंने 50-60 लाख QR लगा लिए, जो कि पेटीएम को उसके पहले 5 साल लग गए थे 1.25 करोड़ QR लगाने में, राइट। पीपल थॉट इट्स अ फ्लूक कि भाई इसका तुक्का चल गया, स्मार्ट नहीं है लड़का, तुक्का चल गया इसका, ठीक है, ठीक है जी, आपकी मर्जी, जो मर्जी बोलो। Then I started raising capital. I raised 4,500 crore rupees, right? People still kept saying कि तुक्का चल रहा है इसका भी, इसकी किस्मत चल रही है, कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है। वहाँ टाइमिंग चल गई, अब किस्मत चल रही है। Then what happened was कि I was very aspirational. I realized कि मेरा बिजनेस क्या है, मैं QR लगाता हूँ, वो सर्विस में फ्री में दे रहा हूँ, बट मेरे को पता लग जाता है QR पे ट्रांजैक्शन कितनी हो रही है। उस ट्रांजैक्शन के अगेंस्ट मैं लोन देता हूं दुकान को, और लोन का पैसा कलेक्ट भी कर लेता हूं QR में से पैसा काट के। तो मैं क्या करता था, 1 लाख रुपए का लोन देता था, हर रोज 400 रुपए काटता था दुकानदार के, तो साल में मैंने 1.25 लाख रुपए काट लिए, 1 लाख रुपए लगा के 25% ब्याज का बिजनेस था, बट हर रोज 400 रुपए कट रहे थे, तो एक्चुअली आप देखोगे तो 48% का बिजनेस है, 48% ब्याज का बिजनेस बनाया था मैंने, राइट। सो मेरे को लगने लग गया यार मैं कर क्या रहा हूँ, मैं बैंक चला रहा हूँ, कहने को मैं टेक कंपनी हूँ पर मैं बैंक चला रहा हूँ। सो आई थॉट लेट मी गो फॉर अ बैंक लाइसेंस, राइट। नाउ अंडरस्टैंड दिस, इन द लास्ट 10 years हिंदुस्तान में किसी को बैंक लाइसेंस नहीं मिला। सचिन बंसल फ्लिपकार्ट बेचने के बाद 8,000 करोड़ रुपए कैश लेके बैठा है, RBI के दफ्तर जाता रह गया कि मेरे को लाइसेंस दे दो, मैं बैंक बनाऊंगा, लाइसेंस नहीं मिला, ठीक है। आई डिड अ वेरी डेयरिंग थिंग, एक बैंक था PMC बैंक करके, पंजाब महाराष्ट्र कोऑपरेटिव बैंक, वो डूब रहा था, मैंने उसको बचा लिया, ठीक है, उसके लिए बिड करा, बिड जीत भी गया, राइट। सो अगेंस्ट ऑल ऑड्स आई वॉज विनिंग विनिंग विनिंग, राइट। जब मैं PMC बैंक जीत गया, मेरे इन्वेस्टर्स का व्यू ही चेंज हो गया, उनको लगने लग गया भाई इसके हाथ तो पता नहीं क्या आ गया है, बट ये जितना रिस्क लेता है ना, हम इसके भरोसे अब आगे नहीं चल सकते। सी कई लोग आपको बनाने टाइम तक चाहिए कि भाई बनाने के लिए तो यही बंदा चाहिए, अक्खड़ दिमाग है, सबसे भिड़ लेगा, बट एक लेवल के बाद जब कुछ बन जाता है ना, आप रिस्क अवर्स हो जाते हो, एंड वो ओवरनाइट हो जाता है। सेम चीज हुई वर्ल्ड में, आप देख लो, देयर इज दिस गाय कॉल्ड ट्रैविस, राइट, जिसने ऊबर बनाई थी। भाई साहब आप उसकी कहानी देखो, उस बंदे ने जो रिस्क लिए हैं, ठीक है, बिकॉज टैक्सी इज ऑलवेज अ माफिया बिजनेस थ्रू आउट द वर्ल्ड। ही ब्रोक द माफिया यूजिंग टेक इन एवरी कंट्री, ठीक है, इतनी बड़ी कंपनी बनाई। हिज इन्वेस्टर सेड कि नहीं भाई अब तू नहीं चलाएगा, तू बहुत रिस्क है, तू कट ले, ठीक है। वी वर्क सेम थिंग हैपेंड, द गाय बिल्ट अ ऑफिस बिजनेस इन रियल एस्टेट विच इज ग्लोबल बिजनेस, उसको भी बोला नहीं तू बहुत बड़ा रिस्क है, तू कट ले। तो समटाइम्स व्हाट हैपेंस इज कि आप कुछ इतना सही बना देते हो कि इन्वेस्टर को लगने लगता है कि हाँ इसने बना तो दिया बट इसको चलाने नहीं दे सकते ये डुबा ना दे। सो दैट्स एग्जैक्टली व्हाट हैपेंड विद मी।
Great answer.
Yes, please. Yes, the mic will come to you right after him.
Good evening, sir. I am Apurva Anand from Banaras, Uttar Pradesh. सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है, मैं तो आपका बहुत बड़ा फ़ैन हूँ सर, मैं आपके शो वगैरह भी देखता हूँ सर काफ़ी डेली, मतलब रात में सोने से पहले एक शो आपका देखूंगा तो उसके बाद फिर सोता हूँ। सर मेरा बैकग्राउंड फूड था सर, मैंने बीटेक किया फूड टेक्नोलॉजी से, और मैंने लास्ट 1 year जॉब भी किया है सर डोमिनोज़ में एज ए क्वालिटी ऑडिटर की पोस्ट पे दिल्ली NCR में सर। तो सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि सर मैं यहाँ से PGDM करने तो आया हूँ सर, बट ये नहीं है कि सर 3-4 साल मुझे जॉब करनी है, ये नहीं है कि सर मुझे कॉलेज से प्लेसमेंट मिल ही जाए, मतलब सर ये भी है कि खुद से अप्लाई करना और ये सारी चीज़ें हैं। बट सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है सर कि अगर मैं PGDM में आया हूँ सर कि मार्केटिंग क्या है ये जानने के लिए सर, मतलब मेरा मेन एम ये है सर कि फिर उसके बाद मेरा प्लान है कि सर एक स्टार्टअप फूड का डालना है सर। तो क्या सर ये डिसीजन मेरा सही है सर कि फूड में सर बिजनेस करें सर, या फूड की अपॉर्चुनिटी है आप सर इसके लिए?
नहीं यार, जो तेरा मन कर रहा है कर।
नहीं सर, एज ए फूड इंडस्ट्री में मतलब बेस्ट रहेगा या सर कोई अदर?
तू समझ यार, मतलब सी, एंड मैं इसलिए बोलता हूँ, मेरे को अपना धंधा पता है, ठीक है, मेरे को सब धंधे थोड़ा पता है यार। मैं कोई एंड जो चीज़ तुमको समझ आती है वो करो ना। मैं 9 साल बैंकिंग करी, मेरे को फाइनेंस चमकता है, ठीक है। उसके बाद जब मेरे को बिजनेस करना था, मैं फिनटेक में गया, बिकॉज मेरे को 9 साल पता था ब्याज क्या होता है, रेगुलेशन क्या होता है, पेमेंट्स क्या होता है, पेमेंट्स इंडस्ट्री में प्रॉब्लम क्या है, सॉल्व कैसे कर सकते हैं, ठीक है। तो जो 9 साल मैंने जॉब करी, उससे मेरी स्किल डेवलप हुई, या मेरे एक आइडिया डेवलप हुआ कि मेरे को नेक्स्ट बनाना क्या है जो कि मार्केट में तोड़ फोड़ कर सकता है, ठीक है। बट एंड दैट इज हाउ यू एक्सेल, राइट? तुम एक चीज पकड़ते हो, उसमें डीप जाते हो, ठीक। सो इफ यू फील पैशनेट अबाउट फूड, डू फूड। व्हाई डू यू नीड टू आस्क एनीवन यार? मैं तो तेरे को सामने से बोल रहा हूँ, तू बड़े बड़े ज्ञानी थे, मेरे को बोलते थे कि यार तू 3 महीने में मर जाएगा, लिटरली मुंह पे बोल के जाते थे, तेरा धंधा 3 महीने में बंद है, ठीक है। अब मैं बैठ के उसकी सुनूं कि भाई ठीक है 3 महीने में बंद हो जाऊंगा। मैंने तो एक इन्वेस्टर को बोल दिया था, मेरा जो एक इन्वेस्टर है रिबिट करके आया था, वो मेरे को बोलता है तू 3 महीने में मर जाएगा, ठीक है। और मैं इतना सुन चुका था ना, मेरे को खुंदक आ चुकी थी तब तक, और मैं इन्वेस्टर से भी डरता नहीं था। मैंने बोला अच्छा तू शाना बन रहा है ना, मैंने बोला अच्छा चल 4थे महीने जिंदा हुआ क्या करेगा, चल तू तो बोल रहा है तू 3 महीने में मर जाएगा, मैं 4थे महीने खड़ा हूं धंधा लेके, तो क्या करेगा, ठीक है। ही सेड कि अगर तू 4था महीना खड़ा होएगा ना, मैं पैसे डाल दूंगा। एग्जैक्टली वही हुआ। मैंने कुछ नहीं करा, मैंने 4थे महीने उसको मेल लिखी, मैंने बोला आई एम स्टिल अलाइव। पहली बात, माई नंबर्स आर 4 times नंबर्स 3 months बैक, ठीक है। फिर वो मेरे को बोलता है कि डू यू वॉन्ट मी टू कम टू इंडिया और कैन यू कम टू US टू डू द फंड रेस, राइट? मैंने बोला नहीं, तू साले वहीं पे बैठ, मैं आता हूँ।
सर मैंने ये मार्केट में देखा है सर, बेवरेजेस के हमारे बहुत सारे
तूने डबल फीस दी है कि तू 2 क्वेश्चन पूछेगा?
That student at the back, he was raising the hand. At the back. Yes, please.
हेलो सर, मेरा नाम है सोनू। मैं ये पूछना चाह रहा हूँ, जब UPI आया था तो सुनने में आया था कि UPI नहीं चलेगा, कैशलेस इंडिया नहीं होगा, लेकिन अभी बहुत अच्छा ग्रो कर गया है, पूरा पैन इंडिया में, आउट ऑफ इंडिया भी चल रहा है। तो मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ, अब ये AI आया है तो इससे कहीं ना कहीं फील होता है कि अब जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटी कम हो जाएगी। तो क्या ये कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लग रहा है अब जॉब अनसिक्योर है। अब मैं इतना इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ या कोई भी इतना इन्वेस्ट करके जॉब या प्लेसमेंट लेता है तो ये कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है अनसिक्योर है। तो इस पर मैं आपका क्या सुझाव है ये जानना चाहता हूँ।
यार देख, जब भी कोई नई टेक्नोलॉजी आती है ना, हर बंदे को लगता है कि अगर ये हो गया तो फिर मेरा क्या काम है। एज ए ह्यूमन सिविलाइजेशन हमको वो लगने लगता है। मैं तो सिंपल चीज़ बोलता हूँ यार लोगों को। मेरे को एक बात बता दो, जब इंसान शुरू में कहीं बसाया होगा उसने घर, वो नदी से लेके बकेट में जाके पानी भर के लाता होगा घर पे, ठीक। फिर किसी ने कॉन्सेप्ट बना दिया होगा पाइप का कि भाई एक पाइप डाल देंगे, नदी बह रही है, पानी अंदर आ जाएगा। तो जब वो हुआ तो वो इंसान ये सोचने लग गया अब मैं क्या करूँ लाइफ में, मेरा काम ही पानी भरना था, मर जाता हूँ मैं जाके, क्योंकि पाइप से अपने आप पानी आ रहा है, मैं क्या करूँगा लाइफ में अब। वो भी तब ये सोच सकता था ना, ठीक है। जब कैलकुलेटर आया तब इंसान को लगता है साला मैंने पागल था, मैंने मैथ्स करनी सीखी, कैलकुलेटर सब तो कर लेता, मैं क्या करूँ अब, ठीक है। सो एज अ ह्यूमन सिविलाइजेशन टेक्नोलॉजी का काम ही क्या है, आपके लिए कन्वीनियंट बनाना चीज़ है। अब आप उस कन्वीनियंस को कैसे यूज करके कुछ और मीनिंगफुल करो वो आपके ऊपर है, ठीक है। अब मतलब आज जोमेटो आपके घर हर रोज़ आधे घंटे के अंदर खाना पहुंचा देगा, तो मम्मी क्या बोल दे मेरे मम्मी का काम नहीं है, हो गया, सब मम्मियाँ बोले हम रिटायर हो रहे हैं अर्थ से, है ही नहीं यार। मतलब यू नो टेक्नोलॉजी विल मेक लाइफ कन्वीनियंट फॉर यू, ठीक है, इट कैन नेवर रिप्लेस योर लाइफ, ठीक है। अब तुम कुछ लेट्स से एआई यूज करके भी क्या हो रहा है काम, ठीक है, लेट्स से कुछ इमेज एडिटिंग हो रही है, जो एक बंदा बैठ के फोटोशॉप पे 2 घंटे लगा के करता था, अब वो 2 मिनट में डाल के फोटो एडिट कर सकता है, ठीक है। तो नाउ ही हैज टू डू समथिंग मोर मीनिंगफुल नो इन लाइफ, डजंट मीन कि धरती खत्म हो जाएगी। सो मेरे को ये लगता है ये सोचना कि machines will replace humans is very naive. It's never going to happen.
Yes, please. Abhishek.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, my name is Walid. Sir, I would like to ask you, what do you think is greater, sir, collaboration or competition?
तो देख, मैं तो दिल्ली वाला हूँ, हमको तो कंपटीशन ही आता है।
Okay,
हमने
sir.
तो कोलैबोरेशन कभी करी नहीं किसी से। नहीं यार, मतलब देख, एट अ फंडामेंटल लेवल आपको एक चीज़ समझनी चाहिए कि कॉन्फ्लिक्ट इज नॉट बैड।
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, मतलब मेरे को मैं लोगों को बोलता भी हूँ कि आप एक स्टार्टअप के ऑफिस में जाओ ना, एक एनर्जी होती है, एक बज़ होती है। वो बज़ क्यों होती है? कुछ ना कुछ कहीं पे फटा पड़ा होता है, 4 लोग आपस में भिड़ रहे होते हैं कि साला ये ऐसे सॉल्व होना था, ऐसे नहीं हो, ऐसे होएगा, ऐसे होएगा, ठीक है। बहुत सारी बिजनेसेस जो एस्टैब्लिश बिजनेस हैं, ठीक है, पता है कि इस बंदे ने ये काम करना है, उस बंदे ने ये काम करना है, बिजनेस ऑटो मोड में चलता रहेगा, ठीक है, शांति होती है वहाँ पे, कोई नहीं भिड़ रहा होता दूसरे बंदे से, ठीक है। बेस्ट ऑफ इनोवेशन कम्स फ्रॉम कंपटीशन। जब तुमको पता है कि यार 4 लोग आपस में भिड़ेंगे तब बेस्ट चीज़ निकल के आएगी, ठीक है। हाँ, प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी कोलैबोरेशन से निकलती है।
Sir, and another thing, sir, when a business gets saturated at a point, sir, अभी हम लोगों का phone, sir, already सारे phone एक जैसे डिज़ाइन के हैं, सारा कुछ एक जैसा है, sir, how do you
में कोई ऐसी ऐप या टेक प्रोडक्ट नहीं दिखा इंडियन मार्केट में जो कि मास लेवल पे अडॉप्ट हो रहा हो।
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, जोमेटो आया था, उसको हो गए यार बहुत साल हो गए, स्विगी को आए बहुत साल हो गए, पेटीएम, गूगल पे, फ़ोन पे, सबको आए बहुत साल हो गए, राइट। ऑफ लेट क्या ऐसा नया आया है जो कि सब लोग बोल रहे हैं यार तूने ऐप डाउनलोड करी क्या, राइट। सो बट ठीक है, अभी मार्केट ब्रीदर ले रही है, बट आएगा यार, कुछ आएगा, नेक्स्ट वेव आएगा। हाँ
Sir, one last question. Sir,
क्यों भाई?
There is this.
Sorry, sir.
Please. She wanted to ask a question.
Yeah, we can
Upfront. Yes.
We can do the last now.
This is the last, second last question we are taking, and one more after that.
हेलो सर, गुड आफ्टरनून सर। मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि आपने पहले बताया था कि इन्वेस्टर्स से पैसा नहीं लेना है या उसके पास पैसा ही नहीं है। सो इफ़ नॉट इन्वेस्टर्स, बैंक को तो कोलेट्रल चाहिए, तो स्टार्टअप के लिए पैसे कहाँ से आएंगे सर?
भाई कस्टमर भी एक चीज़ होती है। नॉर्मल ट्रेडिशनल धंधा तो कस्टमर से पैसा कमाता था, ना बैंक से ना इन्वेस्टर से, ठीक है। सो या प्रॉफिटेबली बेच लो यार माल। कहीं पे ये थोड़ा लिखा है कि कस्टमर से पैसा कमाना जुर्म है। दैट इज़ द इवेंचुअल ट्रूथ नो। अगर आज तुमको बैंक भी फंड कर रहा है तो तुमको कस्टमर से कमा के बैंक का ब्याज भी देना है और अपना प्रॉफिट भी निकालना है, ठीक है। तो अगर बैंक का पैसा भी अवेलेबल नहीं है, इन्वेस्टर का भी अवेलेबल नहीं है, तो कस्टमर का पूरा पैसा तुम्हारे लिए तो अवेलेबल है, राइट। सो आई थिंक फोकस ऑन प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी देयरफॉर है, मतलब सेइंग कॉस्ट से नीचे क्यों बेचना है, वो हमने एक कल्चर बना लिया स्टार्टअप में, ठीक है। बट इन जनरल कॉस्ट से नीचे कोई भी चीज़ क्यों बेचनी है।
Last question for the day. Yes.
हेलो सर, माय नेम इज़ इशिका गोयल एंड आई एम फ्रॉम दिल्ली। सर, जैसे कि आपने कहा था कि फैमिली बिजनेस है तो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन उसे बढ़ा सकती है, एक्सपैंड कर सकती है। तो बेसिकली उसके लिए सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट ये होगा कि हम अपने एम्प्लॉयज़ को कनेक्ट करें, लोगों को कनेक्ट करें। तो सर, एक ऐसी स्ट्रैटेजी कि हम लोगों को अपने साथ कनेक्ट कर सके ईजिली और उन्हें ये चीज़ लाइक कन्विंस कर सके कि हाँ, हम जो चीज़ बोल रहे हैं उसमें दम है। हम उनको उनका प्रॉफिट कैसे अच्छे से दिखा सके कि वो हमसे कनेक्ट हों जल्दी।
यार देखो, बोल के कुछ नहीं होता, ठीक है। अब मैं तुमको एग्जांपल बताता हूँ। 2021 में मार्केट में आग लगी हुई थी टेक रिसोर्सेज के लिए, ठीक है। मतलब जो लड़के 2019 या 20 में कॉलेज से निकले थे, जब उनकी 4 या 6 लाख की जॉब लगती थी, वो 3-4 जॉब कम जंप करके 30 लाख की सैलरी पे बैठे थे। मैं आपको लिटरली बता रहा हूँ, 2021 में 2019 विंटेज के कोडर्स और टेक के बंदे 30 लाख रुपए की सैलरी ले रहे थे और तुमसे इंटरव्यू करने आते थे तो बोलते थे जी मैं आपको क्यों ज्वाइन करूं, ठीक है, 45 दे रहे हो तो बताओ। इतनी आग लगी हुई थी, ठीक है। अब मेरे बिजनेस में भी वो प्रॉब्लम थी। मैं यूएस गया था पैसे उठाने, मैंने पैसे तो उठा लिए, 3 बिलियन की वैल्यूएशन भी मिल गई। मैं वापस आया हूँ, मेरे पास 40 बंदों की टेक टीम सिर्फ for a business which does 20 billion of volumes, सिर्फ 40 people in the tech team, ठीक है। एंड मेरे सीटीओ ने भी हाथ खड़े कर दिए, ठीक है, मेरे को फाउंडर्स ने भी हाथ खड़े कर दिए कि हमसे हायरिंग नहीं हो रही, ठीक है। मैं बोल रहा हूँ प्रॉब्लम क्या है। वो बोल रहे हैं यार जितनी हायरिंग हो रही है वो हेडहंटर के थ्रू हो रही है, ठीक है। हेडहंटर का क्या काम है, उसको पता है कि मार्केट में आग लगी हुई है, एक सीवी ले लो, 4 कंपनी को भेज दो, 4 में से कहीं पे भी जॉब लग जाएगी, मेरी तो कमीशन आ जाएगी, इसकी भी जॉब लग गई, ठीक है। तो कोई एक्सक्लूसिविटी नहीं है। ऐसा नहीं है कि हमको अच्छे बंदे हमको दिखा रहा है, सबको दिखा रहा है मार्केट में, दूसरे बंदे ज़्यादा पैसे दे रहे ले जाते हैं। तो मैंने बोला अच्छा ठीक है। मैंने क्या किया, मैंने बोला मेरे को एक बात बताओ, हेड हंटर को कितने पैसे देते हैं। तो ऑन एन एवरेज यू गिव एनीवेयर बिटवीन 8 to 15% टू अ हेड हंटर, जिसकी जो तुम्हारे यहाँ पे जॉब लगवा रहा है उसको 8 से 15%, मतलब 1 महीना या 2 महीने की सैलरी बंदे की आप उसको कमीशन देते हो। ऑन एन एवरेज टेक वाले की सैलरी थी 20 लाख रुपए, तो मैं 3 लाख रुपए ऑन एन एवरेज हेड हंटर को दे रहा था। फिर मैंने अपने यहाँ पे एक सबसे वेला जो लड़का था ना उसको बुलाया, मैंने बोला मेरे को एक बात बता, 3 लाख रुपए में बेस्ट बाइक कौन सी आती है इंडिया में, तू तो वेला है साले, तू तो पूरा दिन यही करता है। बोलता है जी BMW की बाइक आती है एक, ठीक है। मैं बोला ठीक है, कुछ नहीं किया, 5 मिनट में लिंक्डइन में गया, एक पोस्ट डाली, राइट, सेइंग एनीवन हु जॉइन्स भारत पे विल गेट अ BMW बाइक। भाई साहब वो रात के रात वायरल हो गई, ठीक है। और मेरे को बाकी फाउंडर फोन करके बोल रहे हैं साले तू मार्केट क्यों बिगाड़ रहा है, ठीक है। मैंने बोला साला मार्केट मैं कहाँ बिगाड़ रहा हूँ, तुम मार्केट बिगाड़ रहे हो ऊट पटांग सैलरी देके, ठीक है। तो इतनी वायरल हो गई कि 3 महीने तक मार्केट में क्या होता था, लोग दूसरी कंपनी से नेगोशिएट करते थे, फिर एंड में बोलते थे सर पर भारत पे वाले तो बाइक भी दे रहे हैं, आप क्या दोगे, ठीक है। नाउ एंड एक्चुअली मेरी वो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो गई। आई गॉट इनफ बज, आई क्रिएटेड इनफ ब्रांड इन द मार्केट की सेइंग एवरीवन सेड कि BMW इज इक्वल टू भारत पे। बट व्हाट डिड आई डू, मैंने कुछ नहीं किया भाई। 3 लाख रुपए तो मैं बीच में उसको एजेंट को भी दे रहा था। अब मैंने 3 लाख रुपए की वैल्यू डायरेक्टली जिस बंदे को जॉब लग रही है उसको दे दी। बट इसमें और बड़ी स्मार्टनेस थी बॉस, समझो साइकोलॉजी समझो। जो अंडर ग्रेड लेवल पे इंजीनियरिंग कर रहा है उसके माँ बाप उसको कभी बाइक लेके देनी नहीं वाले। क्यों? उनका एक ही डर है, बॉस ये हमारा फैमिली को आगे लेके जाने वाला है, साला ये कहीं एक्सीडेंट में ना मर जाए। किसी को बाइक नहीं मिलती, माँ बाप बोल देंगे, मतलब लड़का रो देगा, बोलेगा मैं जेई में रैंक 1 ले आऊंगा, मेरे को बाइक दे दो। माँ बाप बोलेंगे कुछ भी ले ले, तू गाड़ी ले ले, बाइक नहीं लेके देंगे, ठीक है। तो जो एक वो हर कोडर की या हर इंजीनियर की फैंटेसी थी, यार मेरे को तो एक सुपर बाइक चाहिए, ठीक है, मैंने उसको वो दिला दी, ठीक है। कई बार क्या होता था कि एंड माँ बाप का भी क्या है कि अगर लड़का जाके बोलेगा ना कि कंपनी वाले बोल रहे हैं बाइक चाहिए तो ले लो वरना कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, तो फिर माँ बाप बोलेंगे हाँ बाइक तो ले ले. So you have to be smart about things in business. There's no shortcut.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. There is a mass level request which came up. Can you say your punchline?
नहीं हाँ तो एक तो तुम सब लोग बहुत बोरिंग हो, किसी ने शार्क टैंक के बारे में कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछा. ठीक है, तो मतलब सीरियसली, मतलब इतने सीरियस होके लाइफ में कुछ नहीं होने वाला, थोड़ा फन भी करो. वो पंच लाइन तो मैं बोलने नहीं वाला कभी भी. ठीक है, मेरा सिंपल उसूल है, अगर पैसा नहीं बन रहा मैं तो जुबान भी नहीं खोल रहा. ठीक है, अब I went on, one of the things which happened with me on Shark Tank was memes बनने लग गए. उस टाइम ना मीम का कल्चर पिकअप हो रहा था. तो मैं शार्क टैंक में गया, मैंने किसी लड़के को झाड़ दिया, मैंने उसको बोल दिया मैं तेरा दोगलापन उतारता हूँ अभी. ठीक है भाई साहब, वो दोगलापन वर्ड ऐसे हो गया कि मैंने बनाया है लिटरली. ठीक है भाई, हिंदी का वर्ड था, हम तो कभी दिल्ली में यूज़ करते थे यार. अब कुछ वर्ड होते हैं वो गायब हो जाते हैं नॉर्मल वोकैबुलरी से, तो एकदम से लोगों को आ गया वो दोगलापन क्या वर्ड है, राइट. एंड इट बिकेम वायरल. अब मेरे को दुख क्या होता है कि साला कुछ चीज़ फेमस भी हो गई, पैसा भी नहीं बन रहा. तो मैंने क्या किया, मैंने दोगलापन वर्ड का ट्रेडमार्क ले लिया. ठीक है, तो मैंने दो चीज़ों का ट्रेडमार्क लिया, एक दोगलापन वर्ड का, एक अपने नाम का. ठीक है, मेरे को क्योंकि बहुत लेट रियलाइज हुआ कि मेरा नाम को बहुत कॉमन नाम नहीं है, मतलब मैं आई हैव नॉट सीन अनदर अशनीर सो फार. तो अब ट्रेडमार्क तो ले लिया, अब मैं सोच रहा हूँ साला यूज़ कहाँ करूँ. देन व्हाट इवेंचुअली हैपेंड व्हेन आई केम आउट ऑफ भारत पे, आई डिसाइडेड टू राइट अ बुक. तो पेंगुइन मेरी बुक छाप रहा था. ठीक है, एंड वो बोलते हैं बुक का नाम क्या रखना है. ठीक है, एंड मैं उनको बोल रहा हूँ दोगलापन रख लो बुक का नाम. ठीक है, कह रहे यार क्या बात कर रहा है यार, मतलब तेरी खुद की ऑटोबायोग्राफी है. ठीक है, तो अपनी ऑटोबायोग्राफी का नाम दोगलापन कौन रखता है. ठीक है, मैंने बोला यार तुम बेवकूफ़ हो. मैं शार्क टैंक गया, मैंने इतने पैसे लगाए, इतना टाइम लगाया, मेरे पास टैंजिबल क्या है उसके अगेंस्ट, कि दोगलापन एज अ वर्ड इज इक्वल टू अश्नीर ग्रोवर. ठीक है, तो मैंने बोला बॉस तू लिखवा लो मेरे से, ये चलने वाला है. सो मैंने उनसे लड़ लुड़ के बुक का नाम दोगलापन रखा. इट इज़ द हाईएस्ट सेलिंग ऑटोबायोग्राफी एवर इन इंडिया. तो लॉन्ग स्टोरी शॉर्ट, फ्री में कुछ नहीं करने का लाइफ में.
Thank you, Ashneer. Let's put our hand together once again. Big round of applause.
May I now request Dr. Ruchi Rayat, Dean PGP, and Mr. Rishabh Ravi, Head Outreach Digital, to please present a memento to Mr. Ashneer Grover as a token of our gratitude and reverence. May we please have a big round of applause for Mr. Ashneer Grover. I request all of you to be seated, please. We still have a few snippets of the program left. I request all of you to be seated, please. Towards the end of the program, may I please now request Dean PGP, Dr. Ruchi Rayat, to propose the vote of thanks.
All right. Honorable management of the Institute, Director GIMS, our most valued invited guests of the day, faculty members, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all. It is an opportune moment to have been asked to extend a vote of thanks on MERAKI-2023, the orientation program of PGDM students. The very presence of distinguished guests in the program is a reflection of importance that is attached to the commitment of GNIOT Institute of Management Studies in quality augmentation. I, Dr. Ruchi Rayat, on the behalf of GIMS family, take this opportunity to extend a hearty thanks to all our panelists who have flown from different places pan-India to attend this program. Thank you very much for your contribution and your time for putting up with my constant emails and phone calls. Today, we have the opportunity to hear enlightening thoughts of eclectic ensemble of leaders from different domains who shared their thoughts on how our students can embark their journey from campus to corporate. I can't thank them enough for their valuable contribution to the program and, of course, to the panel discussion. The discussion revolved around English as a language of communication in business and the skills required to crack the interviews. I want to thank Mr. Agnivesh Thakur, Director Human Capital Deloitte, for his excellent coverage to how important it is to keep your basics right. The foundation needs to be solid, success will follow. I must mention my deep sense of appreciation to Mr. Anup Mitra, founder yearn Management Services, for sharing his insights on how we can overcome failure in life and decide to make our own destiny. And of course, he shared his own life journey with you all, which embarked the same thing. And of course, he emphasized that remember why we started, take motivation from the people who failed in their lives. I would also like to acknowledge our gratitude to Mr. Sandeep Tyagi, Director HR, UFlex Limited, for sharing his thoughts about leaders emerge out of facing challenges. Failure is not the end, just the beginning of the journey. Also, the very common question which we all have in our mind these days, that will AI replace humans? So he rightly emphasized that no, AI can never replace humans, only we need to be digitally savvy. Of course, I would also like to express my sincere thanks to Mr. Mrityunjay Rohit, VP HR Credible ex-Amazon, for emphasizing on failure is not inevitable, one need to prepare for the failures. And of course, our heartiest thanks to our celebrity speaker, Mr. Ashneer Grover, MD and founder of BharatPay, for gracing the occasion and acknowledging all the questions of our students. Once again, on behalf of GIMS, I express my sincere thanks to all the speakers for being part of the journey of our students and sharing their opinions today. I would also like to thank Chairman GNIOT Group, Dr. Rajesh Gupta ji, for his continuous encouragement and support. Vice Chairman GNIOT Group, Mr. Gaurav Gupta ji, for extending cooperation in all our endeavors. And of course, the young and dynamic CEO GIMS, Mr. Swadesh Singh, the powerhouse of energy and a transformational leader. Without his constant support, GIMS could not have reached the heights. I would like to give special mention to our respected director, Dr. Bhupendra Kumar Som, who is an inspiration for everyone. He is a professional with distinguished leadership skills who always stimulate us to do our best and acts as a pillar of strength for us. I would also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge institutional contributions in particular. We have been backed up by a team of very proactive and dedicated faculty and staff or institutions who are well versed in their jobs. First of all, Dr. Shalini Sharma and Professor Silky Gaur for wonderful anchoring and engaging the audience well throughout the orientation program. I think they deserve an applaud. Can you applaud for them? I would also like to express my heartfelt thanks to all the people who worked behind the scenes to make this event happen. All the faculty members who came together and contributed significantly in making today's event a success. Many, many thanks to Mr. Ranjan Kumar Raghuvanshi, Head Outreach Cell, and his team, Mr. Rishabh Ravi, Head Digital Marketing, and all the other committee members. Without their constant support, this program would not have happened. And of course, I want to thank all the unsung heroes of this event, the IT team, the web designer, Mr. Saurabh, our supporting staff. Without them, the program execution was not possible. And finally, our sincere gratitude goes to all the parents and the students of PGDM Batch 23 for showing trust in us. I can vouch on that. The days spent at GIMS will be the best days of your life, and we will leave no stone unturned to ensure that you achieve your dreams. And of course, at the end of the day, at the end of the orientation program, I have 3 pieces of advice for you all. Take the responsibility of your learning, make the most of your time at GIMS, and of course, embrace the difference. And with this few words of advice, I wish you all a very success at GIMS, and I'm confident that you will find it a very immensely rewarding experience. We value you every moment you stay in this temple of learning. My best wishes to all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. So there's something else in store. The day is over for us today. We'll just brief you about the second day, what's going to happen on the second day of the orientation program. So we have the visit to Akshardham temple tomorrow. We'll be briefing you what are the do's and don'ts, what you need to carry and what you don't need to carry. So you need to be very much specific about what are you going to carry with you and what you're going to leave with you, at your places. Yeah.